everybody, this is Christine Bertram, and I'm coming to you live from the Hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. It's Thursday, woohoo! That means it's time for some Stampin' Fun tonight, and it's gonna be a good one, you guys. The Whimsy and Wonder suite of products are quite amazing, and I can't wait to go through them and show you what's all in the suite and also make these 4 cards with you, woohoo! So, let's just make sure that the internet is successfully working and that I can find myself to make sure I'm live. I set Kelly up for failure on Monday night, didn't I? Oh, poor girl. So we use Switcher Studio, and Switcher Studio was plumb full of videos in its internal operating system, I guess, and it reached its mental capacity and it kicked her off. And so she has 2 videos now for Monday night. So I wonder where I am in the world tonight. I wore pink just for the Whimsy class tonight, and I brought my pink water bottle for the class because it has to match, right, guys? So where are we here? All right. I see Cindy's on. Woohoo, from Southern Virginia. Thanks for sharing, Cindy. Okay, so I saw a comment pop in, so there I am. Okay. We got 7 already here. Woohoo! Okay, so I hope I pulled everything that I need for class. You guys, this is my crazy class where I don't do it in person. So I have some classes that I only do in person, not many. Hi, Tammy Steckling. And I have one class that I do only in person and don't offer it online. So, hi, Rachel Wild. Woohoo! There's Rachel. Rachel's a fellow a friend of mine who loves to dabble in a little bit of everything. So, hi Carissa, hi Karen, hi Susan Rish. So, yeah, let me get the catalog actually. So I have it ready here. So what we're gonna do tonight, guys, I have a little list of things. Hi Barbara. Oh yeah, who's been waiting for this class the longest? That's who. Oh, and who's the most excited for it? That's what I'm wondering. So I have a couple announcements that I want to make, and if you guys remind me at the end of class, I want to take the camera off either up here or in front here, and I want to walk around and show you what my mom worked on today. Hi, Arliss. Hi, Diane. And she was a busy bee today in the Hive, and everything's prepped and staged for shipping. And so, hi, Sonia from Australia. Thanks for joining. Hi, Lynn Beasley. Hi, Chris Dudarenki. Hi, Anne. So if somebody reminds me, like let's say I might forget, because that does happen, you guys. If I'm in the moment of something, I would love to show you what it looks like all across the entire counter space. Oh, she's got it all nicely organized for me. So yeah, so that was what she worked on today. I worked for the last week cutting paper, a lot of paper, and then she worked on kitting up. Hi, Randy from Southwest Michigan. So I wanted to let you guys know that there is a special sign-up bonus right now. Well, I don't know if it's a bonus, but it's like a deal. Hi, Lori. It's a deal. And so, and I never want to miss telling you guys of a great opportunity. In case you're interested, I am the leader of the Bee Happy Stampers, and we have over 65 bees that love being part of my community of stampers. And hi, Linda. And Stampin' Up! Just published a promotion today for signing up. So you don't have to do what I do, you guys. I'm crazy. But if you want to get a discount and become a discount shopper, I do have an amazing mom, Lynn. She's amazing. If you want to be a discount shopper and get a 20% discount and potentially 25% discount on your Stampin' Up! Products, you can join my team and become a happy bee. And you never know what you might do with it, or you might not do with it, but right now the starter kit is on sale. And it is actually $75 instead of $99. And you get $125 worth of product for $75. Hi, Crystal from Iowa. You get a free paper pumpkin, and there's no shipping, okay? So it's a good deal. I know a lot of people always wait for sale-a-bration. Sale-a-bration, they usually have some sort of an extra perk for joining at that time, but between this special and that special, they're usually pretty close in what they are. And if you're looking to start getting a discount on what you might purchase over the next course of the couple months, get a 20% discount and get it now. So if you need help or want any advice or have any kind of questions, you guys reach out to me. I love to talk about it, but I don't like to push it. So just know that if you are looking for that kind of an opportunity to get a discount on your Stampin' Up! Products, I can help you get that. So thanks for sharing. Yeah, Arliss, she wrote wow in an email to me today. Go get it, girls, or go for it. Says go for it, girls. Yes, there's really no commitments. I think a lot of the people that watch me are Stampin' Up! Discount shoppers or demonstrators, and they would tell you there's nothing scary about it. Hi, Jean Terwilliger. Hi, Mary. Okay, the other thing is, you guys, Kelly did a great job in spite of being sick on Monday night with the paper pumpkin, and I offered her 2 times. I said, are you sure you want to do class tonight? And she's like, yes, I love this kit, and I've prepared for it, and I want to do it. And I'm like, okay. And so she was, I was listening to her, and I felt so bad. I made my head feel congested a little bit, too, while I was listening to her. But she did so good, you guys. I got rid of all the extra paper pumpkins I had. You guys, I ordered 22 paper pumpkins, 1 for myself, and all the other 21 are accounted for and gone. We had paper pumpkin bingo last night. 10 people joined me for in-person bingo and putting their kits together. Hi, Deb Norman. So we played bingo last night, and we put our pumpkins together. And then on top of it, I sold a couple extras. So hi, Brenda Wood. So, yeah, so paper pumpkin's all gone, but you guys, you can still sign up for the November paper pumpkin by November 10th, which is next week, Wednesday. It's not cards, we know that. It's going to be, I was just looking at it, some sort of treatsy things, packaging, gift bags, something. So not cards. So if you're a card paper pumpkin lover, you might want to skip November or cancel for the month, and then you can always start up again in December. So paper pumpkin, sign up for November if you want it. Refill kits though. So I know Kelly said, I wish that you lived closer to Cindy. Road trip on a weekend. Kelly did announce on the live on Monday that the refill kits were gone. And that was true at the moment. They were in on Friday. I know Carmen, you bought a couple of them. And then all of a sudden they weren't there anymore. Hi, Hildenel. They weren't there anymore, and they were gone come Monday. So Kelly was sad, super sad. I think she almost started crying, and everybody kept asking her kits of refills available. Poor girl. Well, then the next day, Angela said to me, by the way, those kits are available now. So as of yesterday at the noon hour, I was able to get some ordered for Angela. And if you guys think of it, you could go out there and check if you want any refill kits. They're $10. And you can always add them to an online order, use the host code, and get a free class from me if it's over the minimum amount. So hi, Faye from Virginia. So that's a little bit about paper pumpkin. Hi, Julie. Okay, classes, you guys. I want to show you just what's coming up in the near future so you guys can be ready for it. My mama worked super duper hard. There are extra kits available for certain classes. None for tonight though, you guys, okay? So don't ask about tonight. They were gone a week ago already. Wow, I could have easily had 6 more. So sorry to people I had to say no to. So just so you know what's coming up next week. So side note, you guys. Hi, Jennifer Jones. Somebody's going to ask me about being live next Thursday, and they're probably going to forget that it is Stampin' Up's recognition event next Thursday. So Stampin' Up's year runs through September 30th, and then they take a couple months, figure out all the statistics and stuff, and then they have an annual convention or conference, and it is virtual this year, but they always have their recognition party on the Thursday night, and that just conflicts with me because my Thursdays are my live nights. So just so you guys know, I chose the Stampin' Up! Recognition event with my team over doing a live on Thursday. I might schedule a replay of something from the past just so you guys might see something in your inbox pop up, but just know I won't be live on Thursday, but that class, the monthly class, is going to be Friday instead, okay? So it's I think I put 5:30 on Friday. So it's up a half hour more, like a half hour earlier than normal. It's just because it's Friday. And if I can have a date night with Tyler after I'm done with class, I might do that. So I think that I have about 8 kits of this left. So if you're looking for help with your Christmas cards, this is a great class to get in on. I'm going to flip down so you guys can see here. So this is the month. This is what we're going to do next Friday. So we've got 3 Christmas cards. Oh, well, thank you, Anne. I will. You don't need a lot with this. Hi, Pam Newhauser. You don't need a lot, you guys. No sentiments here, a sentiment here, an optional fox if you have it, and a sentiment and potential poinsettias here, or some sort of foliage to help there. You guys, that's it. These are the November monthly cards, 3 beautiful Christmas cards that you could get free with a $35 order if you use the host code, which, oh my goodness, I didn't print it out. Okay. Bad on me. The host code is always available on my website, cardsbychrisb.com. You guys can always find it there. So even though it's not printed here and saying Cards by Christine tonight, it's always there. So, okay. So that's the, what is this, the 12th? Then that Sunday, you guys, we have the Let's Just Stamp. This is the class that Diane Bogenhagen and I do together. We design these cards together. I do the in-person online event on the 14th at 4 p.m. and then she's doing in person on the 16th. Okay. And then you guys, so you can still RSVP. I have 5 sets of that left. You guys, you're not going to believe this, but I made 72, or I should say my mom and I kitted up 72 of these. This one from the painted season. This is the wrong card here. It needs to be 1, 2, 3, this one. So 72 kits, you guys. I have 15 left. Okay. So that's it. After that, they're gone. Hi, Kathy Jackson from Iola. Hi, Jean Maxwell. Thanks for sharing, you guys. So you guys, if you want to get in on this one, that's not the right one either. It's this one. Okay, now I think I have it right. This is the fun folds. So you guys, I have like maybe 15 left, and this class is November 18th. So I want you guys to know that the mail system is going to start to slow up here. So they're kitted. Mom has them all done. They could go out in the mail. I have maybe 3 spots left for the Stamp-a-Stack. Hi, Mitzi. You guys, the Stamp-a-Stack is a fee-based class, $50. You get a pack of designer paper, you get a roll of ribbon, embellishments, a whole pack of embellishments, and a pack of envelopes, along with 16 card kits, okay? So just so you know, I have about 3 sets of these left, and once they're gone, Mama says I have to say no because we're not making more. So, and then you guys, this right here is what is for ink, paper, scissors, and I'm going to wait to show you that till afterwards. And then on top of it, you guys, these right here, oh my goodness, these are ink, paper, scissors for December. So somebody remind me at the end of the class, I want to share with you what the ink, paper, scissors are for November and December. Okay, please add me to the, and let's just stamp. Okay, yes, perfect. I can do that. So you guys, we've learned that a great way to sign up for classes is through me hearing and seeing you. Well, I don't hear you, sorry. Is me seeing your comments. So, okay, Mary, I hope that the internet stays for a little bit for you. So I had this conversation earlier with Lori about signing up for classes, you guys. Hi, Donna. One of the things about my Facebook Lives is I watch comments like a hawk as much as possible. And so if you guys comment and ask me questions throughout the live and you hopefully hear a response from me, that means that I saw it and read it and can respond. If anybody's catching the replay of any of my videos, just know that I don't see those comments, the new comments from when you are watching the replay all the time. So if you have questions or anything for that matter, need help, the best way to always get a hold of me is email, Facebook, Messenger, text me, call me, and I can help you after the fact. So, hi Diane from Southwest Minnesota. Okay, so Tammy, I do have you, hi Linda Hodge. Tammy, I have you signed up for the Let's Just Stamp and monthly class for November. We can figure out the details afterwards, but I wanted to show you guys here too. I got Kelly left this card for me. This was this was her Technique Thursday card from today. So did you guys see her Technique Thursday? It's hard to see them, but there are little snowflakes imprinted in the base here. So one of you, Hilda Nell says, I am the best at answering. I try to, you guys. If my general rule of thumb is you got to give me sometimes 2 days because I do have a very busy life with work and stamping and boyfriend and family. Hi, Sarah Simon. Happy to see you too. Woohoo! So give me if you don't hear back from me in a day or two, you are more than welcome to reach out and say, hey, did you get my message? No problem whatsoever. I don't mind that at all. So, all right. So here we got a card that you guys look at this adorable card from Judy Kruger. Woohoo! Very cool. I haven't put her name on the back because she left it blank on the inside, so I can resend it. But I just thought that embellishment right in the middle there is so cool. Yes, so pretty. That technique was really cool today, Deb. I definitely agree. And then look at this, you guys. Oh my God. So I was having this day of thinking about stuff in my life. And I had mentioned in the Facebook Live last week that I love caramel Twixes. And oh my gosh, I got the most awesome package today with this beautiful card of this awesome lady wearing a purple top and a Twix. And Twix are my favorites. So it says, go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you have imagined. This card was a specially made card for me from Brenda Wood. And I love it, Brenda. It is absolutely gorgeous. And it really hit home with me and fulfilled a lot of things that I was thinking about a lot today. And so this was the perfect day to receive this card. And I absolutely love it. And Brenda, thank you so much. And everybody who's watching, Brenda's actually in the ER right now, and she's asking for your prayers. They don't know what's going on, but she could use an extra little thought or prayer or hug, virtual hugs, virtual kisses, anything that you can send Brenda. Send positive thoughts and good vibes her way. She would appreciate it. So you made my day, Brenda, when I got this in the mail. I was like, oh my God. I honestly am going to take this card into my boss when the time comes and tell him this is why. And you guys can put that together how you might. So, yes. So, okay. We're going to go over at the end of class. We're going to give you guys, we're going to go through the drawings for Top Fan, the monthly creative challenge, the class card challenge, and you guys, the Be Happy Stampers, we have a team challenge that we're going to do for a prize as well. And we're going to do the door prize for ink, paper, scissors. Huh. Okay, so that's a lot of prizes. So we'll do that at the end of the class, though. Okay, so yay, lots of hugs and prayers coming for Brenda. Awesome. Hi, Holly. So we're going to do roll call, you guys. Oh, my goodness. 36 people. So I'm going to roll through these names really fast. Hey, Sherry Martin. Thanks for sharing. Leslie McMinn, Deanna Stell, Sandy Wicklander, Ellen Brover, Mary Carls, Linda Hodge, Gwen Petroshek, Jennifer Jones, Brenda Wood, Julie Bierschbach, Jeannie Parker, Susan Rich, Naughty, Nancy Stormer, Judy Immel, Diane Bogenhagen, Carmen Melendez, Lila Erickson, Deb Norman, Ruth Nicholson, Karen Wetstein, Shannon Kemp, Carissa Alberts, Feline Mays, Chris Studerenke, Mo Stites, Hildenel Vilches, Shauna Burns, Karen Forward, Chris Niebaum, Pam Newhauser, Colleen Anaker, Tammy Steckling, Vanessa Saylor, Leota Wallendal, Becky Scott, and Mary Ostrich. Okay, I may have said some names a little bit weird or maybe not correct, but I try my best with the names, you guys. I don't do good at last names. I can do really good at first names, but not last names. So I'm so happy to see a whole bunch of you guys are here live with me. It's always a great thing to have you live with me because then I can help answer any questions as we are going through class or just have fun together. That's always awesome too. So what are we gonna do? All right, we are doing, oh you guys, I had so much fun. This was a perfect, I loved this suite of products. Was really fun for doing for ink, paper, scissors. I could feature the whole roll of ribbon on each of the cards. Oh, I don't know. I might have to run and get my elegant faceted gems. I thought about it before class and then I never went and got them. So I might have to make a pit stop over there to get them. We'll see. I think I did though. So I'm gonna flip down, you guys. So this is the holiday mini catalog. The Whimsy and Wonder is found on page 24 to 25. Oh, so if you don't enjoy non-traditional Christmas colors, you may not be all over this suite of products. Because you get pinks and blues and greens, and you gotta be okay with that. And the suite is kind of a small suite. Hi, Debbie Schultz. Oh, I'm glad you caught the technique video earlier today. Hi, Karen Forward. You're here, better late than never. Yay, we're just getting started too. Wonderful. So the suite was including the bundle, some of the Blushing Bride ribbon. So this is the ribbon. You guys, you got a roll of this ribbon It frays really easily. This is what you got in your goodie bag. So a whole roll of this ribbon and the snowflakes. So you didn't get snowflakes in your goodie bag. Your snowflakes will each be in the card kits that they are for. So this one will have a snowflake, and this one will have a snowflake, and this one will have it. So you got 3 snowflakes because I put them on 3 cards. They're in your envelopes. Disclaimer too, and I'm going to say it now while I have it fresh in my mind. My mom hated this little star a lot, like big time, a lot. I think she went back through everybody's kits at least twice because she found one on the counter and didn't know which one it came from. Hi, Kara. And she was bound and determined to make sure it got back in the right one. So she found over time that this little star always fell into the bottom of the envelope in the corner, and it was a pain in the butt. So if you're missing a star, I can send you one, or maybe you have one at home, but hopefully everybody finds their stars. Your elegant faceted gems were also part of your goodie bag. So you have a whole package of them. You can put on as many or as few as you want. Okay. Yeah, I had so much fun with these. Oh my gosh. So what I did is I do swapping, and I had like 10 of these cards, and I took bits and parts from all the different cards and merged them into making different cards. And so I got my inspiration from a lot of other good, amazing demonstrators in my life. So she is the best mom ever, and she hates little pieces like that. So, and she was done with these 2 after like that, and the Fun Folds kicked her butt last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was. So, okay, so you guys got your snowflakes. How the snowflakes come. Okay, Mary, that's great if you use what you have. You'll have to tease her the next time you see her that you couldn't find your little silver star, and she'll know what you were talking about. You're like, look at that, they're holographic kind of. They come 24 in a package, and they kind of pop right out. And so that's where the stars are here. And then the specialty paper, it is awesome. You get 12 sheets, they're double-sided. So like these are the reverse sides. I'll be honest with you, I hate the green. The green with the white polka dots and the green with the pink, like, blah to me. But you never, I just realized I glued my piece of paper upside down here. Oh, well. But I love a lot of everything else, and the other sides of these are pretty. Just made a card. I don't know if I have it here. Oh, yeah, Diane and I did. Oh, yeah. Here, Diane, this is for Let's Just Stamp in December. Diane and I used this pattern right here. Oh, you guys, it's so holographic. We use this pattern to make this card. So that's one of the cards for Let's Just Stamp in December. So yeah, so the paper's pretty, and it goes together. And I love that iridescent-y part of it. So that's what's in the suite. So it's a little bit smaller of a suite, but that's where you can find it, page 24 and 25. Hi, Elaine Reback. Okay. So, and if you don't find your stars now, you might find them later on. Just don't forget to look in the bottom of your envelope. So here's the Whimsical Tree Set, okay? So if you don't have the certain stamps for this, you can use other tree stamps, okay? So there's this ferny looking thing, and then the polka dots go over the top. I think the polka dots actually is the only stamp I didn't use from the set. Everything else is sitting here on blocks ready to get used. So so they're all lined up, but everything else got used in here. And then the dies are so cool. Okay, thanks to Anna Rebadou. Shout out to Anna, you guys. Anna and Pat. Anna die cut all of those things for you. She hated them. I don't know if she hated them, but she's like, they're not fun. She said they reminded her of Slinkies. So, you know how Slinkies are all wiry and they all get tangled into each other if you're not good with them? And so that's what that is. She said her advice was, and I think she may be watching, she said that if you use a little bit thicker of a paper, it works better it's this die right here. She said when you use really like regular cardstock, it gets really flimsy. So these 2 trees, some of you will have them die cut out of your mint piece too. So that's called paper saving. So she cut all those little baby trees. Pat cut out the frames here and did your embossing for you. So thank you to my helpers. They are amazing that they helped me get these cards out in the mail for you guys. And everything ready. So, and I will have to tell you a disclaimer because I may forget to talk about it. My mom's helping me. She's helping me. She's like, that bow or that ribbon doesn't go with this card. And I'm like, Mom, you shouldn't tell me that. Like, after everything's all said and done. So I will throw it out there. If you guys also agree with my mom that pink doesn't match anything on this card, that you either go with it because it's part of it, or you find a different pink bow or a white bow to go on here. But my mom was like, she was very blunt, and she's like, that's not nice on there. And I'm like, I didn't think it was bad, but you know, everybody's tastes are different, and I was trying to go with the pink ribbon throughout everything, and I loved bringing in the polished pink with it, guys. So just an upfront disclaimer on that card, okay? Before I forget. So, oh man, you guys, I don't know which one to make first because I don't want any of them to be done because they look so fun. Let's do this one. We'll go with this one, okay? It's so hard to choose, you guys. Okay, so let me grab my kit. So you guys will have your 4 card kits. You're gonna look for the one. I know it's like I don't number them or name them or anything, but this is, look at that. There's that Insy Tinsy little polka dot bikini star. Nope, just kidding. It's a little silver star. Oh, that's so awesome. Faye, I want classes. Oh my goodness, hang on. Faye, you might have to send that to me in an email, okay? But I'll try to jot down here all these dates, okay? I think I got it, but let's follow up with an email and then I can reply back to it and tell you totals, okay, girl? All right. Bonnie Kelly. Hi, Bonnie Kelly. Okay, so let's open this up, you guys. You may not notice it from the outside, but it is a special kind of a card. It goes like this, and it has that split window kind of look in it. So it's not too difficult to do. It's just a matter of cutting off your base here and then using it down here and cutting it a little shorter. So in your kits, you guys, lots of bits and parts, okay? And we'll talk a little bit about measurements here, just so you guys have them. You guys should have the PDF tutorial already emailed to you last week. So 7 5/8 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. Stamp the free on brushing brush. Yeah, yep. You could always stamp the tree on the blushing bride. Yeah, there you go. You can stamp on the ribbon. I think that's what Hilden is saying on that one. So okay, so we've got that. Then you guys have in your kit this. There's 2 pieces here. Well, let's say here, this pink piece is Blushing Bride 4 1/4 by 2 1/8. That ultimately is your piece for down here. And then you have 2 Misty Moonlight pieces that are the same size. 4 1/16 by 1 15/16. They ultimately go on that top panel and then this bottom panel. If you guys ever get, like my guillotine cutter sometimes leaves this little knicker. I don't know what you want to call it, but all you have to do is you see that and it bothers you, you just take your scissors and cut it off. Hi, Barbara. Okay, so that's what we have there. Then your inside mat is your traditional 4 by 5 1/4 on Misty Moonlight, and then the white is matted smaller at 3 13/16 by 4, 5 1/16 by 3 13/16. So that's what you have for your inside. Now you have 2 pieces of designer paper that are the same size. My goal was to try to give everybody a nice little pattern that had some solid ornaments, but you're just gonna have to pick which side you like better on the top and the bottom. Maybe you want both blue, maybe you want both ornaments. You can mix it up if you want. These are 3 7/8 by 1 3/4. One's gonna go on the top, one's gonna go on the bottom. There is a direction for these trees, you guys. I don't know if you noticed it on my sampler page. I actually had it glued upside down like that. So, so make sure you get your trees right. This is a piece of the silver foil. There's 3 different colors, and this one had that bluish hue to it. This one is 3 9/16 by 2 15/16, 2 5/16. And our white piece, you guys, 3 3/8 by 2 1/8. Well, that will fit right there. And then you'll have this, the wiry part that will go over. You should have 2 of these little trees and then your little star. Okay, so that's what you got. So many pieces. Okay, so let's get our stamping done though. All right, so you have this tree that we're gonna work with, and the ink colors that we're using for this one are gonna be mint for your tree, and then Misty Moonlight for your sentiment. And then on the inside, I don't have any focal image, but you could, if you wanted to, you could stamp something in the top corner or the bottom corner. So we'll see if we get that, if we like that. So let's stamp our tree first. That seems really easy, right? Do you guys think I'm gonna lose the little star? I'm gonna pick him up and put him right there, and then hopefully I won't lose him. Okay, so this is mint mac a crap, as how Bonnie would say it. We call it mint macaron, but she's not so fond of this color. So, all right, so ink up, and I always try to promote practice stamping first, just to see if you like how solid it looks, what strength it's at. Hi, Jeannie Parker. Okay, so that's first strength, and then second strength is not going to do so much. So my ink pads down here in the hive stamp slightly darker than the ones up in my craft room. And so my little tree here is going to be maybe a hair darker than my sample, but that's okay. All right, good even pressure. So you can kind of see the difference here, how the ink pad might be slightly darker than the other one. So it's okay though, once we get that little pink on it, it'll look nice. Okay, that's really it for this stamp. So we're just gonna set him over here. There is a stamp in here. Hi, Susie Stocks. There's this stamp right here. That looks, it could look really cool up in the corner. I know, Jeannie, I would be lost without Brenda too. We want her to get out and get back to normal here. So you could stamp that little guy in the top corner. If you don't like where you stamp it, you could always get a little closer to the edge there. So you have two sides to the paper. Hi, Sandy Wicklander. Okay, so I'm putting that in the inside. I am gonna hold off on doing my sentiment right now because I like to do that once the whole card is put together. So we'll shut up the green for now, and we'll set this over here and set this here. We're going to start assembling. So you guys, let's get glue happy. So this one, and this one. So we're gonna work on those. I got myself a new bottle of glue. Poor Kelly. The struggle was real with this glue last Monday night. Oh, it's the kind of glue you need to put between your legs or between your bosom, and you warm it up and you'll get like 20 more cards, I promise. But I won't do that here with you now. I grabbed myself a new glue. So this guy is gonna get glued onto here. And just like that. This is the bottom piece. So again, check your trees, make sure you have them nice and facing the right way. And then we have this one, which I'm going to put on the top with the ornaments. And there's no reason, I know you guys like that, right? So Naughty Nancy, if she were watching, she would call it crotch glue, you guys. Hi, Luann Johnson. Yeah, the pink is so pretty for Christmas. I definitely agree. You guys, I wore pink tonight, the same color. I wore Blushing Bride in honor of the class tonight. So now this one can go on this top panel right here. And then we'll glue the other one onto this again. Now you really got to make sure your trees, oh no, we still have time. You still could put this on upside down and still be okay. All right, so just like that. You guys, sometimes those little hairs are hanging there, clip them off. All right, get in there. So how you do, so there's a couple things going on. We got to get this done. Now, Stella took a big, long break the other night, I guess. So we are going to make sure she does a little workout tonight. So what you can do is Stella the trim. It's easier to Stella the trim while it's not on your card. Sometimes Stella, even if you've rehydrated her with that rubbing alcohol in there, it may make the ink bleed. So you don't want to do that. As long as we have her here, let's get our little trees Stellaed. And what Stella is, for those of you that are new, it's a glitter pen. And we sell it in a clear so that you can color over the top of everything and just give it a little glitterific look. Penny, another stamp set that's added to your list. I love it. That's how it goes. Okay, so this now, you guys, you could have, if you're at home and you have this die, you could have used the Stampin' Up! Adhesive sheets and made this into a sticker. Yes, you could have, and then put it on. But I wasn't going to make adhesive sheets for absolutely everybody. So, and I like to show you how to use the glue. So I was just measuring where this needed to be cut. And so what I'm going to do is snip this bottom edge off. And I'm going to try to round it so it looks like it was always meant to be this short. You guys do with this what you want. It's garbage to me, but if you find a use for it, go for it. So that's going to need to get glued right onto here. And how we do it is, it's always best to have a fresh glue for this, but you don't need a lot, you guys. Hi, Vicky. Thanks for joining. You guys, if you're not good with the liquid glue quite yet, this might not be the best thing to start with. I'm trying to put just a little bit of it on. The more you squeeze your liquid glue, if you get a lot of it oozing out, it's going to become a really sticky mess and you're not going to be happy. So you can see what I'm doing is I'm just gingerly putting glue in various spots. I'm not even doing the whole thing, but I'm trying to get near the ends. And so then when you have the glue where you need it, the best thing is just to get it down flat and then not squish it all over the place. Because if you start wiggling it around, it's gonna get glue everywhere. So that's down. And then I popped up these trees. So let's pop them up with a dimensional, or two. If you wanna do two, that's fine too. I don't know what you guys use, so do whatever you need to. But they are two different trees. And so I have the bigger tree over on the right. And don't worry that the little stem is a little bit long. We'll nip him off. We're gonna add a little glue too. And then this one I've got up here maybe, okay. So then what we can do, just trim. I have them lined up with trimming off at the white, not the silver. I don't know where those went. But then the other thing is these little guys are loose down here. So what I would do as well is put just a little bit. You guys figure out whatever works best for you, but you only need a little bit of glue to help hold that. Otherwise, it'll get caught. And all I'm doing is just very gently. You guys are like, this sucks. Don't do this. Figure out something that works for you. But I wanted to have my little tree's legs or the tree stump flat. Okay. Oh, you guys already messed up. So you see what I did here? I put the bow around the back of this. So we can make it happen. It's going to happen. Hi, Karen Drain from Erie, Michigan. It's okay. We just have a little glue there. So what I did is you see the ribbon there, and you can actually see the ribbon come out the side there. So, oh man, you guys, I got glue happy, and I always say don't get glue happy. Well, that's what happens when you get glue happy. We fix it. It's doable. So I'm grabbing my tear-in tape, and we're gonna put a couple pieces on the back without squishing that back flat. And we're going to get our ribbon situated. Okay, now if you guys don't want to put your ribbon back there, you surely don't have to. You could just add a bow or do whatever you think looks what you like. But we're gonna get this ribbon secured. And I don't generally always cover up a lot of ribbon, but in this case it worked. And you could even, you know what, you guys, you could have that little pink coming out the bottom there if you like that look. But I'm gonna have it go just like that. Okay, let's get that cut off. So that ribbon frays a lot, you guys, like a little bit a lot. Okay, so now that's kind of needing glue. So I'm actually gonna sneak this up. You guys, wow. We're gonna sneak that up. And I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm putting tear-in tape on because using liquid glue with ribbon is not a good idea. So I just snuck some tear-in tape on there. And you would never know that I almost forgot to completely put the ribbon down, but it's just tucking out on the sides here. All right, good save there. So we can put this part together. So what I would do is I actually popped it up with dimensionals. I put these small ones, like 3 of them, near the bottom edge here. And then I actually put 3 of them near the top edge. And that should be enough for there. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom. I'm going to put 3 of them near the top of this edge here. And then I'm going to put 3 of them near the bottom here. And I always like to set a little bit extra tear-in tape over that just to make sure it stays nice and secure. Okay, so a little bit long. All right, this is a trick for this card, you guys. It's not rocket science. And as US Cellular would say, it's not complicated. what you're gonna do is you're gonna set your bottom panel here so that these two corners are nice and aligned, okay? So once you have them where you want, oh shoot, I should have taken the dimensional backs off right away. Hang on. Prep yourself first, okay? Take your dimensional backs off. Then you can have your hand free to set this where you need to and hold the other one. Okay, so now those are set. Make sure this is lined up again. And looking at the sample here, you can see how big the sentiment is. So you have to save yourself about 2 inches there. And you can see that you're just seeing a little bit of the blue margin there. So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna see just a little bit of that designer paper and put that down, okay? And that is what connects the card together. You don't risk having any adhesive being exposed in this window here, unless you put too much tape from your ribbon. So, but that's what connects that together. And so now what you could do is you could embellish and we're gonna, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna put that star on right now. We're gonna put a little dot of glue. So these little stars, you guys, you're not gonna believe it, but they come in the set and there's 5 of them. And they actually cut out 5 at the same time, which is awesome. That it's not just one. So let's get our little star and put that on there. And then how does the inside work? So normally I would have glued the white onto the blue, but I don't want to have to compete with working with the blue. So we're gonna get the blue glued down right away. Okay, so that's gonna go in here. And then we are going to stamp our whites. You guys get 2 shots at this, right? You have your first side and your second side. I'm gonna stamp my second side, well, the one that this was over a little bit further. What you have to do is you have to set that down in here. Is really what it comes down to. Set that like as if it was glued, shut the card, and now you have your window of where you wanna stamp, okay? So, you get 2 chances, guys, trust me. You wanna practice first. So grab your little scratch paper, and with whatever sentiment you're using, I would highly recommend practicing on a little piece of paper. Okay, this stamp was hard for me. It took me a lot to get mine on my sample straight, but I pretend like the line is straight with the edge of the paper, and I go straight down and straight up. And I'm like, okay, this side is lower than that side. So I'm gonna practice one more time. Now I'm gonna tilt it counterclockwise and see if it stamps straight. And it did, okay? So I know I need to hold the stamp counterclockwise for it to stamp straight. Okay, so now you get a shot at it, counterclockwise, just a hair. And it's straight, holy Moses. Okay. And of course, that was on the side that I didn't want to do. But we're gonna go again and see if we get the other side good. And then we can pick whichever side we like better, right? So if you're not that, like if it doesn't bother you that much, you can just go with whichever you like the best. But we're gonna try again. So counterclockwise for me on my stamp, just a hair centered in that window, and it's good too, yay, okay, life is good. Stamping straight. So now that that's stamped, we can go ahead and glue that in. So that's how I would go about stamping that sentiment. And you can't see the ink through once you glue it down, so you should be good to have stamped on both sides. It's quite all right. And then in the supply list, you guys, I mentioned about Flirty Flamingo. So it's a light Flirty Flamingo we use on another card. You could just color in your berries here, this pink color, if you want to. And then I have, hi Melanie Foy. And then I also mentioned a light mint. So you could use that and color this in a little bit if you have those markers. And then that's colored in. Okay. So bow time. I think Kelly made a bow for you the other night. So we'll pull out the bow maker. And I do have more bow makers available. They're $7. They're a little bit bigger than this. I have a new person that's making them, and he made them so that they were a little bit bigger. And so we're just going to, I'm right-handed, so I grab the loose end on my right end, or I should say I glue the loose end with my right hand, and goes under, over, under, and then you tie a knot. And my nails, this one has been used a little bit, so my nails give me different thicknesses. I can make a little wider bow if I keep it at the bottom, or a little thinner bow if I keep it at the top. Because as you use the nails, the nail holes get worn and they get loose. They start off very, very tight, so tight that you can hardly even get the nails out. Oh, Debbie, you're very welcome. Thanks for sharing, Barbara. And so as you use your bow maker, your nail holes are so tight that you can hardly get them out. You got to use like a pliers. And then as you use it, they just get looser and looser and loosey-goosey, I guess you call it. So there's our bow. And what I'm going to do is use a glue dot to put the bow on. So glue dots are here. And I put the glue dot where I want the back of the bow to go. And stick it to it really good, but now my tail is going all over the place. So I'm going to grab another glue dot, and I like my tails to go exactly where I want them. So I will use another glue dot there, and just for good measure, I'll use one behind this one. Even though it's being very well behaved, I'm going to make sure it doesn't get a mind of its own. And then grab your ribbon scissors, and I trim those tails last. Those ribbon, you guys, it frays. It's meant to do that. So that's how it'll be. Thanks for sharing and liking, Melanie. So we're not done though, you guys. This is the moment that we've all been waiting for. I love putting embellishments on. So you guys have to give me 10 seconds. I'm gonna run over and find mine real quick. And we're gonna bedazzle it up like you've never seen. Okay. Okay, so these are the elegant faceted gems. You guys, they were in the annual catalog last year with the Peony set. And they carried over, and they were perfect. Thanks for sharing, Janice. They were perfect with this suite of products. So you can definitely use whatever you want. I added one onesie twosie over here. So this is a take your pick tool, you guys. It's got a putty end on it. So you can push your gems kind of like away from you, and then you can pick them up. And we're just putting a bunch of those on the Christmas tree. Thanks so much. Okay, this guy is gonna go there. There's white, there's clear, and the pinky ones. So put one there and one more up there. Okay, you guys, if you love embellishments and you love filling the card full, this is the perfect card. Just fill that Christmas tree full. And so he is not, oh, I know what's happening. So you guys, I didn't put any glue or adhesive behind that ribbon, and it's popping up. So all you have to do, grab your pick tool, grab a glue dot with it, and lift it up. And now that will stay down. There we go. Oh, I just, you guys, you like the pink, right? Oh, I love it. It's so pretty. And that's just another way to make a card, you guys. And it's not crazy to do something like that. You could do it with it being, you could make the card horizontal and have it open like that. You can make your slice in the middle and just do it. There's different ways you could do that. So very, very pretty. Thank you so much. Okay, so that's one card done. Oh man, one down already. Okay. So let's put the sample back. So this one will be won by somebody in the future. So we'll set that there. You guys, I'm not going to do the drawing for the Fun Folds cards tonight. I got so many other things that we're giving away. I'm going to save those for the next class to give away. Okay, so good thing here. We're cleaning this guy. Oh, you guys like this one. Good. Okay, so we're going to clean this one up. I think we're done with it. We'll get our blue off of this, so that we don't accidentally expose it to another color. Clean that off. Okay, and there's a dimensional back in there, of course. Okay, now, hi Mary Ellen Ryan. Hi Elizabeth. Oh, you guys, what do we want to do next? Oh man. Okay, we'll do this one. All right, oh, it's really hard. I usually like say my favorite for last, but they're all my favorite. They're all good. So, okay. You guys, in this one, you guys will have a kit that is a blushing bride base, okay? So pull that one out, and you'll have your white envelope. Inside your white envelope is an 8.5 by 5.5 blushing bride scored at 4 1/4. You guys, I score all my card bases. I know that other classes that you take from others, they may not score your card bases, but Naughty Nancy asked me 4 years ago to score bases, and so for 4 years I've been scoring bases. Oh, Ruth said that was her favorite. Or this one, that one is my favorite. Okay, cool. All right, you guys, lots of layers. Diane Bogenhagen and I are loving the double matting. So you will have 2 mints and 2 whites. Hi, Kay Warren. You have 2 mints and 2 whites. Thanks for sharing. And they're the same size. And so that may be a little confusing why there's so much paper in this one too. But if you look at this, when you open up your kit, you have a white or a mint matte and then a white for your inside and then a mint and a white for your outside. You'll have a piece of the designer paper for your bottom. So these mints are 4 by 5 1/4 and the whites are 3 13/16 by 5 1/16, my traditional matting. This little guy, he is 3 13/16 by 2.5 high. So that'll go there. Thanks for sharing, Mary Ellen. You have a little scrap of white. I think I made yours like just the end of when you cut mats. So you might have it longer. So if you need to make it shorter, you can just trim it shorter, no problem. So you have that. And then you also have a mint one. And in case your sentiment is longer, like you're not using this one, I made them just a little bit longer, but these are each 1/2 inch high or tall. There's a little, you guys will have to grab your ribbon from the ribbon, and then you'll have your snowflake. And the one side, just so you know, one side's the holographic, like very iridescent-y look, and then the other one is just white. This side would be great if you want to sponge your color. It will suck up the color very nicely, and you can make whatever color. Ooh, a balmy blue snowflake would be really pretty. Oh, Diane loves the double matte. Yes. Oh, okay. So there, yeah, this one's so soft, you guys. And when you open this up, it's so fun to see the double matte. I know some people wouldn't even put a matte in here. They'd stamp right on the pink. But I absolutely love, I always put a matte of white or vanilla in a colored card base. But in some now, like in this case, I put double matting so it wasn't confusing. And it just ties the front of the card to the back inside of the card. Okay, ornaments. So you could either use basic gray or you could use smoky slate, any kind of a gray. I did choose basic gray for this one. So we'll do our stamping first. So let's grab our white pieces here and our sentiments. Yes, Lynn, the snowflakes are exquisite. I love them. And we don't need, okay, perfect. So we're just gonna grab a scratch paper to put underneath here. Hi, Patty Stebbins. Oh, you're fine. Thanks for joining. So you guys are gonna grab the ornaments. So this is part of the set, and there are 3 that look the same. Like they are the same, stamped 3 times. I just went different heights. So down lower, a little higher. Hi, Arlene. Yeah, the double mats are just polished. They make so nice. They just finish off the card. It says, hey, this is a wow card. So that's the outside, and then I've got a couple on the inside and a sentiment. So and then may let your heart be light. May let your heart be light. Yep, that's what it says. So, all right, practice though. So see what it looks like, and then I'm gonna just hover over the top. You can see I'm almost all the way to the top. Hi, Kathy Groves. Okay, so straightness is a factor here, guys. You want to try to stamp them straight. Do your best, like give it your best shot. Okay, so there. And then this one, we're gonna go up a little higher. And then this one, we're gonna come back down a little lower. And maybe not as quite as low as that one, just so that it looks a little different. Okay, nice, nice, very nice. Sentiment is right here. Let's get that little guy out of the way. It says, let your heart be light. That's what comes in this set, so that's what I'm gonna do on here. Practice, see if it's straight. It's kind of straight. I got a halo. I did get a halo because I squished a little hard. So you don't have to necessarily clean, like if you look at the back of this, you can see there's ink all the way around the edge. If you stamp this really hard like that, you're gonna get that halo. But I can have that all inked up, and as long as I don't press that hard, nice even pressure, you don't get a halo. So I know some people will clean that all off completely if they are afraid of getting a halo. And sometimes it just comes down to like learning how hard you need to press your stamp versus cleaning it every time, because you go through the wet wipes if you clean it every time. So the white on white is super hard to see. So I'm going to just go right here and work with it that way. Hi, Carmen Melendez. A little late, but better late than never. That's what we say. Ooh, and then it flipped over. Very good. Okay. And so that's just a little trick to those that are new beginning about halos. If it gets on the card, it's okay. You can just roll with it. But if you don't like the halo, you could always take a wet wipe, clean up the edge, clean the stamp. It comes down to how hard you're pressing in the ink. Okay. So sentiment on the inside is, where is it? This thing right here. May the love of the season warm your heart. Warm your home and fill your heart. Hi, Kathy. All right, so ink up again and practice. Edge of the paper. Oh, wow, that looked good. So we're going to go straight for it. And it's kind of in the middle towards the top. Something like that. Nice. And then we've got ornaments. So now I'm going to grab my paper so I don't get ink everywhere. So one's hanging a little bit lower. And then that one's hanging a little higher on this side. Okay, by the magic of TV, I did not do all my coloring. So we'll see how long it takes me to color this. Okay, so everything was stamped in basic gray. Okay, so how I colored the ornaments. I've got 3 blends here. Blends are alcohol-based markers. They come as a combination, a light and a dark. And I grabbed the lighter of all of them. So I have light smoky slate. Smoky slate was used to color hi Katie Schmidt, the tops of these ornaments. So to make it look like they're silver. If you have a silver pen at home, that might look pretty phenomenal as well. Stampin' Up! Used to sell silver pens, so the ones I have are pretty old and probably dried up, but if you have a glitter silver pen, that could look super cool. So I'm just coloring all the ornament tops, and I'll save the inside for another time. Then, oh, I actually have one more that we need. It's polished pink. It's the light I had to get some extra pink in here, so the polished pink, if whatever you guys have for pink would be fine. A light pink for coloring. If you want to use colored pencils and you don't have these exact markers, that's fine too. This polished pink is a little bit bright, so I didn't do a lot of it. Okay, so that one, then this middle over here. So you gotta be careful too, these marker tips are a little bit thicker than if you would use colored pencils. You can get a little bit finer area colored in with the colored pencils. And then we have this little guy here. So I did that with like a polished pink. You're gonna have to get these just for the ornaments. You're funny, Laura. A polished, okay, so now this is, okay, they don't make Blushing Bride blends, you guys. This is actually light flirty flamingo. So that actually kind of matches my shirt. It's a little bit brighter than Blushing Bride, but when you get it on the card, you can't really tell that it's not Blushing Bride. They used to have a color called Pink, yep, this is right, Pink Pirouette, but I couldn't pull that out because it's no longer a current color. And then this guy right here, I did him in light. And you guys never get to see me color so much. I am not doing any sort of blending right now. The area that I'm coloring in is so small that I don't care to try to blend. If you're a true artiste and you want to make two-tone looking with the colors of the markers, you go for it. But I'm just diligently coloring my ornaments in here. Okay, and then I forgot over here a pink. This one right here was pink, and then I pulled in the light mint macaron, and that's what the rest of these areas are. So the bringing in the mint is what really brings these ornaments together with they're just cohesive then. And I noticed I colored this one wrong. I wonder what happens if I go over it with mint. Ooh, I shouldn't have done that, but now you can see what happens when you do mint and pink together. Yeah, like garbage. Not so bad though. Okay, oh, one more, hang on. Hold up, wait a minute. Usually by the magic of TV, I have all my coloring done for you guys, but okay. it looks a little bit off, but whoever gets this card is not going to notice. So that's what I'm saying, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, so those are the colors I use for coloring. So we'll get them over here. You guys could go ahead and color your insides. I'll show you what I did for my insides, just so you can see. It's just a combination of different mints, pinks, and the smoky for the top. So, all right. I think we can get a little adhesive happy here. So, let's do the inside, and let's do our mat. So let's flip these guys over. Thanks for sharing, Ethel. I appreciate it. Okay, so, hang on. I always like this one first. So let's get this. I like to, okay, and this is the thing for you guys when you get kits from me. I generally cut the designer paper a hair longer intentionally than a hair shorter because it doesn't look so good when you have it missing the edge. Whereas if you have it over, you can always take your scissors and trim it shorter. So it's always a good rule of thumb to get that glued first. So we'll do this one first. And then once we test it to make sure it's the right width, then we will go ahead and glue it down. Okay, so that I cut pretty good. Now if you guys, when you glue that on, it's hanging over any hair here, take your scissors and just trim it. Now we can go ahead and, you guys probably saw me coloring that ornament and didn't even notice it was the wrong color, or you didn't tell me. Okay, so this one will go here. And then we'll put the other one on this side. When you guys have a chance, color your ornaments. And there. Now, the ribbon goes next because we want to get that down before we put this mat. And so take a couple pieces of tear-in tape. I know that some people like to use glue dots. That works too. I never use liquid glue to adhere ribbon though. That's not a good thing. It doesn't want to dry. So let's cut an amount of ribbon we need. So like a 1/2 inch longer on each side. And then what I do is, because I've got that tape prepped back there, now I can from the front make sure I get it straight. And I can go up a little high or a little low, like wherever you picture it. And that's gonna go something like here. And then from the front, you could make sure it was straight, and then you just tuck the tails behind. And then I'm gonna put a couple pieces over it. Again, I like to sandwich that in between the ribbon, or I should say the ribbon in between the tear-in tape. And now we can flip both these over and glue. You guys, I would have never thought the Blushing Bride and the Mint were so pretty together, but they are. Okay, so this one will be our inside. And this will be our outside. Hi, Kathleen. And that goes here. All right. So the snowflake will go something like this. So you guys have that little peak here for the ornaments. That peak of the snowflake will go in that area and something like this. Now I don't really have it popped up. I would actually just use a glue dot behind the middle of this to get it secure. When we get that label down, that will help secure it more. Oh, Susan, yes, the colors are so pretty. I couldn't agree more. So we're just using a glue dot to put this one. It'll stick to the paper, okay? Now you have these guys, these little strips. So they're just cut at angles. So grab your paper scissors and you're gonna just cut angle, and let's see what I did over here. He's straight up and down. So he's just like that. I just cut that. I might have cut a little too much off. Maybe a little bit of extra white would be good. Oh, but yeah. Okay, I thought the same thing. Now this one, what you're gonna do is line this mint piece up and cut a little snip there, and then you can just hold it and cut that off, okay? And to glue these together is just a little bit of glue. So I'm just gonna run a little line of liquid glue right there. And that's gonna rest on there. Let's just get that. Oh, it just did a 360 there. Okay, you gotta be careful with the liquid glue. It does need a little time to dry. Okay, so that's ready. and then that's gonna go here. Now our ribbon added a little bit of height, and this is flat here. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab my dimensionals and I'm gonna cut a strip using my glue scissors, and we're gonna glue, so I'm just off of my dimensionals, there's a strip here, and I'm gonna put just a line of dimensional there, and we're gonna put some tear and tape, because otherwise it kind of gets off kilter. If you guys just want to use dimensionals over the whole thing, you can, but you'll see that this ribbon has some height to it. And so by doing that and doing a little tear and tape, it'll make it look a little bit more flat. Hi, Donna. Thanks for catching me a little bit now in the replay. So then that's gonna go over the center of your snowflake, like that. And then you're gonna take a piece of your ribbon, maybe about 4 inches, and all you're gonna do is put the one tail into the hole and then pull it like that. That's what that is on the end here. So it's not a bow, it's actually pretty simple, but I would definitely use a glue dot on the back side of it. And I tried to make it look like it was part of the ribbon, right? So up here. Oh yes, you know, leave it to me that the first time I forget to put my email address is when you ask for it. And, oh, I bet you guys can't see that. So, hang on. I'm gonna put it right here, Kathleen. You guys can email me. It's chrismbertram@msn.com. Okay, sorry for it's like so chicken scratchy, but yes, there's my email. You can email me anytime. Okay, so I am going to grab one more glue dot for the bottom here, and then I'm gonna actually do one more at the top here. Thank you so much. You can catch the replay, then you'll hopefully not have any problems with the freezing. Okay, and I'm putting one there, and now that's nice and secure. And grab your ribbon. You guys definitely don't use your glue scissors or your paper scissors when you cut this ribbon. It will fray. So we're gonna cut this right there. Oh, that's not very diagonally. Hang on. Let's get you a little bit more. I make up my own words, guys. I think you figured that out by now. So we're gonna cut that one there. Oh, I almost cut my snowflake off, but be very careful with that. All right, so embellishment time. Oh, Stella time too. You guys, this area right here, why do you have the ribbon on your glue dots? Cindy, what does that mean? Why do you have the ribbon on the glue dots? The glue dots are what holds the ribbon down here. Are you talking about this? Because I don't want to use liquid glue. Tear and tape is too big. I just use a glue dot underneath. So I'm not sure. I have on here a little pink on the side here. And then I have a big clear one here. You guys, it's so fun when you have your whole pack of embellishments and you can just use whatever you want in it. And not have little embellishments all flying over the place. Hi, Brenda Lovelace. Okay, we're gonna put this guy. We're gonna put one over here. You guys, we need 5. Oh, I put one right over here. I put a little clear guy right on the ribbon there. Okay, so let's look at it. But your box, oh, why do I have the ribbon? Ah, good call, I get it, what you're asking. So I have this ribbon on my glue dots like this, so that it doesn't keep unrolling. So there's glue dots on here, right? So, oh, there's one, I missed one right here. So what happens, it keeps the roll from unraveling. So my next one technically is supposed to be there, and it keeps it so that it doesn't keep unraveling. Good call, Jean Terwilliger. I think you helped answer that. Oh, everybody's answering it. Good deal. Team effort, you guys. Okay, there it is. So I added a gem there and one there, 2 down here and 1 there, so that I have 5 on there. So we have our odd number. So, but yay, it's so pretty. It's so pretty in pink, like the movie. Okay, color your ornaments, you girls, when you're done, and boys. Okay, so there we go. Card number 2 is done. Oh, I just love these all. So these were on my display board for like the last 3 weeks, and I just loved walking past and seeing them. Okay, so we've got 2 done. Look at that. So cool. Okay. You're very welcome, Cindy. I'm glad that I got what you were asking. It took a little bit. Sometimes I can't like read between the lines. So, oh, hi, Anne. All right. So, which one? Oh, let's do this one. You guys are probably like going crazy about the pieces in this one. Oh, I can't remember if I gave you guys hot dogs or hamburgers. I cut myself a hot dog, but I'm sure I cut you guys hamburger. This is a hot dog, the long skinny. It's 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5.5. It's Cindy. It's like it takes a whole army to raise this village here, but we all got each other figured out eventually. All right, so here's the card we're gonna work on, guys. So it's polished pink for the base. So polished pink, and then a white, basic white matte goes on the inside. Now, I know, Laura, this holiday catalog, I loved it too. All right, you guys are probably like, what is going on here? All right, this is me with paper conservation at its finest, okay? So here you have some strips. They're 4 by 1. Honestly, this is what's gonna happen. That gets glued there. I was like, I cannot cut a whole mat of designer paper just for seeing 2 little strips. And I couldn't see cutting a whole strip of foil paper. This is silver foil. So this is one of the other silver foils from the set. There's 3 different sheets. This one's the more silvery set. I could not see cutting a whole piece. So honestly, oh man, I cut mine the wrong. Oh no. You know, for your guys and your kid, I cut them right. Oh, I don't think I have any of this paper down here. So, okay. So I almost know this for sure. Hi, Janet. Janet, we need to talk because you wanted to get the Stamp-a-Stack for the Painted Christmas Stamp-a-Stack. And we need to do the payment part. So, okay. So, Carissa, I know you're watching. I know that I'm pretty sure I can confirm for me. I cut your guys's, I don't know why I cut mine 1.5. You guys can't see this. Oh man, I wish I had an assistant here. I cut yours at, I think, 1.5, because at 1.5, you would be here. 1.5 would bring it down to here and up to here, and then you wouldn't see the, oh man. Okay, I might not be able to put this together in its entirety, but we're gonna do our best. And because whoever wins this card, it's gonna look like that, I promise. Oh, perfect, Janet, thank you. Okay, so you guys, it's really hard to picture, but just know that your pieces that you got in your kits are really that big, right? So they come down, and then ours are cut at 1.5. Oh, thanks, Deb. I appreciate that. So you guys, I don't know why I did it at 1, but they're cut at 1.5, and then the silver covers up. And so what you're gonna do is you're gonna glue the silver over the top. Yes, 1.5, Diane says. Perfect. Okay, so what you guys are gonna do, and I'm not gonna do it because I don't wanna glue these bad, but we're gonna get this card almost all the way done. But glue your strips down like this, and then you're gonna glue your silver down. And it should, when you have this over the top, you shouldn't see those sides. You should see it look complete like the one here, this sample does, okay? I think you guys will get that, no problem. So just so I can keep doing a little bit with this though, I'm just gonna put a little glue right in the middle, because then I will be able to sneak my paper right underneath as well. So I'm just not going to glue my pink down. Wow, how did I make my kit so bad? Especially the one that I'm going to make with you guys. And I'm just going to measure this to make sure I have, yep, it's good, 1.5. And I can move down just a hair. Okay, there we go. Okay, so what, you guys, I purposely did only put glue in the middle. And this is a good lesson that I should bring the pack of designer paper down here so that if I need to cut myself some, I can. So, all right, so you got your silver. So ultimately, you guys, your pink piece comes down to like right about there, okay? So this is supposed to teach you about, hi, Linda Brady. This is supposed to teach you how to like not use up that a lot of that pretty paper by covering it up. Okay, so, and then what I'm gonna do eventually when I get upstairs is I'm gonna glue my pink paper under there like that. Okay, I hope I didn't confuse you guys way too much. Okay, your mint piece is 4 1/4 by 3 1/4, which means your designer paper is 3 by 4, which is a great mat size. Or wow. You must think I was drinking when I made this kit. Oh man. Okay, so it's supposed to be 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. Okay, Hilda, we'll see you later. You can catch the replay as soon as it's done. So this is supposed to be 3 1/4, and mine was definitely longer by a hair. Okay, so we can fix that. I don't remember. I'm trying to remember where I was when I made up this kit. I mean, I know I was upstairs, but what I was doing. Okay, so the DSP or designer paper is 3 by 4, and we're definitely covering up the side that I don't like and putting that over here. Now, if you like that side, you could definitely use it. Everybody likes different things. Yeah, I was drinking something, right, Mary? Okay, so there's that. And then I did pop this up with dimensionals, and you know what I'm going to do, just to make it look like we're putting it together, I'm going to put dimensionals on it, but I am not going to pick off the bottom row. So it'll actually be on the card and only secured right in the middle. If you guys catch what I'm throwing here. Okay, so I'm prepping this so I don't have a lot of work to do later, but trying to make it so that you guys see what it looks like done. So I'm not going to peel off my bottom and top row, but I'll pull off the middle because that'll stick to the pink right in the middle here. So that gets centered on your card like that. Okay, again, pretend my pink is a little bit longer, and you have a snowflake here. This snowflake, part of it goes up here and part of it is down here. I try Arliss so much. I surprise myself sometimes. First of all, that I do it, and then how I get out of it. So what I did for cutting this, you guys, is I went like that. Okay, so I know that I need to come over here, and we're gonna cut that off. So we're dividing this one in half. Okay, so we want that guy. Perfect. So this part of the snowflake's gonna come out that side, and then the other snowflake comes out. So you're not using a full snowflake, you are actually cutting it in half. So that's pretty much set for us. Oh, you guys. Oh, we're good. Okay, I was like, I thought I forgot to tape the ribbon. Now, you have 2 pieces here that are the exact same size. One is a vellum and one is a white, and they're 2 1/2 by 2 3/4. This is what's gonna go right here over the top. 2-step process. Underneath is stamped, so you can actually lift that up and you can see it's stamped and it looks really bright. But when that frosty vellum goes over the top, it makes it look more softer. So it works for a Christmas card, I think so. Okay, let's do our stamping. And what does the inside look like? So, okay, we've got some trees and that foliage thing going on. Okay, so we need the mint here, and we're gonna need polished pink. Now, if you don't have polished pink, I know it's an in color. You might not have it, that's okay. You could use something else. And I did pull in basic gray here. The snowflakes in the back are actually basic gray, and they're stamped at 2nd strength. Okay, so let's do our trees first. So I'm gonna do the pink one right in the middle. And you guys can see here, there's a sentiment. Now on your PDF tutorial, the sample I made, I didn't have the sentiment stamped, but this is what it looks like over the top. It actually looks really cool. You have the sentiment. So that tree is this guy, and we're going to see what it looks like on a scratch paper. Okay, that looks good. And now that's gonna go out here. And then also on your inside, might as well stamp that as long as you have the stamp in your hand. I put that guy here. And as long as we have our pink open, that's stamped, the wishing you the cheer goes there. Oh yeah, that's the one that needs to go the opposite direction. Needs to go counterclockwise just a hair. Okay, all right, that's it for polished pink. So then we have the mint macaron. Yeah, pink is such a non-traditional Christmas color, but it really works. So this little guy is a little short tree here. Let's see what he looks like. Cool, so he's gonna go down here on our inside, and then we've got this little guy on that one, and he's over here. And our little holly leaf, where is that? Over here. That, I have that in the top corner over here. Cool. And if you wanted to color a little bit, you could color your berries in as well. If you've got the marker, you could color these in, make them match a little bit and color them in. Okay, so now the snowflakes. Let me show you how I did the snowflakes. So because basic gray is really dark compared to smoky slate, I didn't want you guys to have another ink pad. So, oh, I did use them. This is exciting. You guys, I said I didn't use the polka dots, but I sure as heck did. Let me show you how. Okay, I used them as snow. Okay, so look back here. You can see all these little polka dots, right? It's snow falling, but it's from the tree. Okay, so how I did this, so you got to stamp off to get them a little bit lighter. Hi, Penny Powell's back. And look, the point fits right down the middle of these trees. So you get one there, stamp off, don't forget to stamp off, otherwise it's dark, and one there, so that fills in that, and now you just need a couple more. So you're gonna do a couple right there, and you're gonna sneak a couple on the side here, and sneak a couple right there, and there, oh, we're gonna do one more. He looks a little naked right there. Okay, but that's it, you guys. Oh my God, I almost forgot that. I didn't even take the stamp off out of the case because I didn't think I used it, but that's where they came from. And remember, second strength, because otherwise the basic gray is a little dark. You could pull in smoky slate, then you wouldn't have to stamp off, but I didn't, for this class, want you guys to have another ink pad per se for it. So that's how the bottom is done, right? Now, we have this piece of vellum. If you don't have Versamark or embossing powder, and a heat tool, right? That's what's used to make this silver. Okay, you wouldn't have to, oh, come on. I'm trying my heat tools. I'm gonna fall off the table here. Let me see here. I think I have, here's the card I did without embossing. So if you don't want to stamp a sentiment and worry about embossing or like stays on ink, that's what it looks like. It looks really pretty without a sentiment. So if you want to do the Versamark with the sentiment, that's what we're going to do right now. You could use a black stays on or any kind of stays on permanent pad with the vellum. You can't use a water-based ink with the vellum though. Okay, so this is Versamark. It's a pigment pad, and we're going to be stamping the May Your Love, which is right here, and it's dirty. So thanks, Faye. All right, so let's get that cleaned, and we're going to stamp this sentiment. And I think it was pretty straight, so we're good there. You guys, I keep my embossing powder in a tub like this. So there's our silver. Hi-oh, silver away. Let's put that there. And so you take your Versamark. If you have an embossing buddy, they don't sell them anymore through Stampin' Up, but you can still get them. You could use an embossing buddy to kind of help get any of the static electricity off of it or any oils from your fingers from it. And then what you do is ink it up, and it's about, it's not all the way down to the bottom, it's somewhere about here. And don't squish so hard because that pigment pad will give you halos. You won't necessarily see them, but so you can hardly see it, just a little bit of ink on there. And then what you do, you come over here and you pour the silver on. And so I try to pour on and contain, and put it right back in the jar if I can. And the reason I have the bucket is so that the excess falls in the bucket. All right, so then I cover this up. I keep a little scooper in there too so that it just stays with the color. And then this is a heat tool. You guys, so cool. So I'm gonna turn it on, and I'm gonna try to talk if I need to, but otherwise I'm not gonna talk much because it's kind of loud, but oh man, I don't have it plugged in. Hang on. We have electricity here. So watch this. What's going to happen is the tool has to heat up just for a second, and once it gets warm, I'm going to start on one end and work my way to the other end. You guys, this is how I got started stamping 20 years ago. Somebody showed me this, and I was hook, line, and sinkered is what they say, and it's so cool. And I hope you guys can see it in the light. Try not to burn your fingers. So it's hot. So you can see what happened. Let's get you off. So we sell the heat tool and the Versamark and the ink, but you can see what happened is it melts. So embossing powder is teeny tiny pieces of plastic pellets, and they stick where your ink is, and then you melt them. And it's so cool. All right, so let's get the rest of this card done. So we are gonna glue this in the inside and be done with that. Yeah. I love watching the melting process too. All right, so we'll come back to, oh, those weren't even attached. Okay, so this goes in the inside. So I chose the polished pink because it just complements, it was just fun using a different pink color. Okay, so let's pretend these are still there, all nice and glued good. Our little snowflakes, we're gonna leave them for a second. So what I'm gonna use are glue dots under here. I gotta use this little guy up here. And you see the ribbons at the top. So you're not gonna see, I'm gonna put 3 glue dots right at the top. You could use tear and tape too, but I think I'm just gonna go with the glue dots here. I'm gonna put 3 of them near the top here. Now this is where the card, if you guys don't like the blushing bride with it, you could always stamp polka dots. You could take this and stamp that in the polished pink or a darker pink and then stamp that on your ribbon. Okay, so now this is gonna go at the top. It should be the exact same size. I tried anyways for you guys. So that's gonna go here. And then tear and tape, flip it over. That ribbon sticks to absolutely everything. Okay, so then tear and tape along the top. And so the pokey tool works really good for this too. This is what Diane does. It helps to lift up the tab like that. If you don't have nails, that's a great use for the pokey end. And let's cut ourselves some ribbon. We need about that, and we're gonna cut that schnibble off there. And then this will go at the top. The tail is just tucked. And then like this. Now, if you're the type that likes to wrap around and tie a knot, go for it. I generally don't like to do that because it never looks so good for me. Hi, Stacy Burns. Okay, so then I'm gonna put that with some more tape just to hold our tails. And then now this is where glue dot, again, we're gonna put a glue dot actually on the top of your snowflake. That's what I'm gonna do. And so the holographic side, and then I'm gonna have it come out the bottom over here. So you can kind of like pretend this is gonna go here and see something like that, and then stick it on there. And then the other one we can do as well. Now, if you guys have different methods to your madness for adhering and putting together, you guys are welcome to do, do whatever you want. So we've got that guy going here, and then this guy, now I can set that kind of where I think it needs to go, and then it'll stick to this. Now I can put my dimensionals on the back of this, and that's gonna pop up on the front of the card. And for those just joining, I know my pink paper on the back is the wrong size, and I'm not gonna glue it down quite yet, but I will get to it after class. All right. Yeah, it's just, Elaine, it comes down to like what seems to me less work. Okay, let's get these out of the way because they're crooked. So now this is gonna go onto the front of our card, and I know that looks really bright with the polished pink, but, okay, so that's gonna go here. But when you get these down here, that really softens it. Just for appealing me, let's just see what that looks like. Okay, then the little knot goes on the top, so you have to cut yourself about like maybe 5 inches or 4 inches. Be nice to yourself. You've got a whole roll of ribbon. Now that slides underneath here, and we're just gonna tie a knot on here. I've learned that if you tie it one way, your tails go one way, and you tie it the opposite way, your tails go the other way. So before you tie it not like really tight, see where your tails are going, and if you like them going like that. So that's exactly how I want them to go. So I don't want to tie it too tight that my ribbon gets kind of weird and small. Yes, Elaine, you have to learn, right? Oh, they're actually going, oh yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so I do like glue dots, you guys. So if you haven't figured that out yet. So I'm gonna put a glue dot there just so that that tail stays off to the side. And then I'm gonna put one, if I can get it off, right up here underneath there. And that's gonna help hold that one there. And trim your tails Okay, so that guy goes there. And then this one, try not to cut your snowflake, right? And then that goes there. Okay, so we're not done. We get to embellish. Okay, so I've got, if you can look at this one, I've got on the tops of the trees, I put a big one and two small ones, and then I've got a couple here on the bottom and the top. Let's see what I've got left here. So we'll do a white one at the top of here. And then we'll do two small white ones on the little trees. And, ooh, I got really close with my sentiment there, but we're okay. All's good, life's good. Okay, we're gonna use one of these guys. And I got it down here. We use a clear one next to it. Another biggie up at the top here. Maybe, oh, you know what? Oh, no, it won't work so good. Sometimes if you could get it right in the middle of the bow, that might be cool, but it didn't work out that way. Okay, so I glued down my tails where I want them to go. Yep, you make it show, know who's boss. Okay, so besides my little pink strips having a little mishap, you guys, which I can fix very easily, because you notice here I didn't glue, but I have them prepped and ready to get glued. I can sneak my little 1.5 by 4 inch my panels in there, and then you could see that you don't have to cut a whole mat for designer paper or a whole strip of silver foil if you're going to cover up the majority of it and you just want little areas to peek out. So did I forget anything? Yes, we didn't Stella a thing. She cannot have off. So you guys, I don't know if you know this, but you can Stella your ribbon. Hi Judy Bobo. Hi, oh, Ellen says I'm frozen. I'm not frozen. So I'm gonna keep rolling with it. Okay, so you can sell a ribbon, guys. So just so you know, now this ribbon is really sparkly. It's hard to see in the lighting, but trust me. All right, I'm gonna trim him just a little bit more because you guys, I like things to be a little bit even. So we're gonna go like that. Okay, so I promise whoever gets this card, it's gonna be complete and not half put together. But let's look at this one. So that's kind of what we've got going on for this one. So the silver, just the holographic from everything kind of goes. And the only thing is, if you don't like the blushing bride, you could take, if you have a pink blend like this, you could color it. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to, I like it. I'm good with it the way it is. So, all right, we're going to set this guy over here. All right, we're on to the last one. You guys were rocking and rolling right through these. Okay. Next is, I just like this. I liked them all. I don't know which one I could pick as my favorite. I honestly don't know. So we have here for this one, Mint and Blushing Bride again. Okay, I've got some trees in the inside. Oh, but this one's so many layers. This is what my mom said to me. Why do you have to make your cards with so many layers? There's so many pieces. Because that's how I roll, Mom. So, all right, so in your kit, you guys, I think I cut yours hamburger again. I cut yours the other way, like the last way. Like, let's see here. I probably cut your guys's just like this card. All your card bases were probably the same like that. So they all end up looking the same size. Thanks, Julie. So what do we have? We got mint. Yours are 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. Mine's the hot dog. Yeah, Ellen, go out completely and maybe restart your phone and see if that makes a difference. Like, I've always learned that if you're having problems with technology, starting it over, like restarting it, sometimes helps. Oh yes, layers are good. Okay, so you have your mint base. And your inside is white. It's basic white. And we'll stamp that in a second. This right here is Brushing Bride stamped or embossed with this wintry Snowflakes embossing folder. You guys, that's a halfer. That little embossing folder is not more than 3 inches, and it's meant for the mini Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine. And you ask, like, why do they make them small? Well, they're meant for the Stamp and Cut mini, right? But they're a pain in the butt if you like your whole mat to be embossed. So what do? Well, you cover up that side with a piece of designer paper, and then you never know the difference, right? Okay, so that's what we're doing. Layer makes for beautiful cards. Yes, they do. So that's 5 1/4 by 4. Our designer papers, I think 1 1/2 by 5 1/4. That'll go here. These are die cut with the Stitch So Sweetly dies. And then this is the Winter Green Embossing. Oh, Jean said, I don't know if you're still watching, Ellen, but Jean says turning off the comments has helped for the freezing. Because what happens is the comments are sucking energy, or I don't know, downloading data. And so if you have the comments turned off, that helps it stream better. So this is the Evergreen Forest embossing folder, you guys, okay, on your basic white. So that will go here. This is the kit where you get a scrap of paper, guys. The scrap of paper, I think I gave you guys, is 2 1/4, 2 3/4 by 4 1/4, I think. And it's enough to stamp, oh, I might have even put the tree away already. It's to stamp your tree and your other 3 trees. That's basic. So I'm not going to do it because I've already got mine done by the magic of TV. But I think you guys all can picture this. You're going to stamp 1 tree. So this tree that looks like this, you're going to stamp that one here. And then you have this tree is going to get stamped here. And this tree gets stamped there. So all 3 of those trees fit, I promise. Just like this. Use mint macaron ink, just like this. And you're gonna either fussy cut them if you don't have the dies, or you can use the dies, right? So the dies are perfect for these. Okay, so it's that die and that one and the other one. That one, this one, and that one. I'm like, they were there. I knew they were. Now, if you don't have these trees, like let's say you got this class for me and you didn't buy the stamp set. Well, improvise with a tree set that you do have at home. That's why you have a piece of white paper. Use it how you need to. So stamp your trees, fussy cut, die cut, but you're ultimately just layering trees is what you're doing. Okay. Yes, those half folders but boggle me in my mind. They really do. And that's a way to, like, because here you're never going to question why there's not embossing on this little strip of pink. I promise you're never going to wonder about it. So put a designer paper on that side. That's halfer, not heifer. Yep, it's a heifer, not heifer. Yep. Okay, so you guys, your 3 trees are done. Okay, so wow, that went fast. I was very happy how fast those trees got stamped and die cut out. You also have in your kit these 2 trees. Now, some of you, most of you, Anna cut out your trees. She actually cut 3 trees. Or 4. I don't know how she did some, like she got them squished in there because you had 2 trees on that other card. She cut them out of your mat, and that's okay, you guys, because you are going to cover it up. Instead of using more paper, she used the paper that you are already getting to cut your little treesies out. You also have a snowflake. This time we're not going to cut it apart. We're going to use it whole. Anna already cut out your silver lace here. It's not lace, your trim. And that's going to get glued onto that tree. And you have a little circle. It's a 3/4 inch circle. Completely up to you if you want to use it or not. It looks, I don't know if I have one. It looks just fine. It does. If you don't want to put a sentiment on, you guys, this is what it looks like without a sentiment. So if you don't want to put that little sentiment on, you don't have to. But I was trying to think of a way to use up that last stamp, that joy. And I'm like, oh, a little baby circle. That might look cute. And you can do it or you don't have to. So what do I have to stamp? The inside. Okay, and the joy. So we'll do that real quick. So let's look at our inside. All right, so we need to clean this guy up and we need to clean our trees, I think. And where did my chamois go? Perfect. Okay, let's clean this one up because it's got Versamark on it. Now, Versamark in your ink pad is not the biggest problem, but if I'm not going to need it for Versamark anymore, I might as well clean it up. And we will clean this guy up, and let's get clean happy here. And that might be clean already, so I think we're good to go. All right, so we're going to stamp a couple trees on the bottom here, and then our sentiment in Blushing Bride. Now, if you want to use, like you guys, if you have the gray ink and you'd rather use gray because it stands out a little bit better, go for it. So much stuff, you guys. Okay, so Blushing Bride at the top, right about there. Good. And then we're going to do some mint trees and put those near the bottom. So we have that guy and this guy. And I try to make it look like they're grounded, so I try to go near the bottom edge, but if you go over or under here, it's not a big deal. But I like them to look like they're growing out of the bottom of the page, if that makes sense. So sometimes I miss, like him I missed, he was a little up higher. Oh, I did it. I got the ink on the finger. Okay, and I think that's everything. So let's move this stuff out of the way. All right, what do you want to do first? Let's stella our trees. Okay, so that they're done. Then she can go on to her hot date if she needs to for the night. Okay, there we go. So Stella's good for now. And gluing. So let's do some gluing. We're gonna glue these things and this. Okay, so you guys, I know that seems like a lot, but as long as I'm holding the glue, we're gonna get some things lined up here. And then now with this Evergreen embossing folder, it's really bumbly, like bumpy. And I put more glue on the back of that so that it doesn't raise up. There is a front, a top, and a bottom to it. It's hard to tell, but I tried to look for my trees to be coming up. Now you have to be careful. If you guys have your holes in the back of here and you're gluing, then the glue might go through. So if you're gluing it flat, you'll get glue on your paper. So that's why I held it up here so you could see, like I glued it in the air kind of. So that's good. Then this little piece right here, this was one of my favorite ones in this set. That designer paper, this paper in particular was really, it's pretty. Now I'm gonna leave about a good 1/8 of an inch on the one side. And this is another spot where if you're a hair long, take your scissors, trim that off, no problem. And then this guy will go on your inside. Oh, it goes like that. Okay. And there we go. So we got all that done. Now we got to remember our ribbon here. So let's cut what we need for ribbon. It's the same concept, guys. If you like to tie your ribbon all the way around the card, go for it. But I like to secure my tails nicely behind. Oh, stuff is going all over. Do you ever feel like you don't have a lot of room to work, you guys? Like you give yourself the smallest little space to work with and make, it's like a challenge to see how small of a space you can work in, right? Okay, so I don't have this centered in the middle of the designer paper. I have it to the left, and I did that so that it's not all covered up. Oh, you guys also have your pink piece here. Anna definitely die cut this out of here. So if you notice, we were smart about cutting paper. This card right here, your trim is pink. She cut that out of your mat. So you will have that trim is cut out of this mat, and then it was embossed. And so you have to make sure when you adhere this on that it's going to look, it will definitely get covered up, okay? Like that. So it should anyways. That was the plan. Okay. So tear and tape is down. Yeah, Penny, the smallest space ever. Oh, we do that to ourselves. Okay. So then tucking the tail, and I'm not putting adhesive underneath the ribbon in the front. I don't generally ever do that. And then, but I do put another back here so that the paper, like that ribbon will stick to the paper. So this will come up. Okay, and then what else can we get glue happy with? Well, let's just get this one glued. So when I put that adhesive under and over my tails, I don't put more liquid glue there. Okay, and then that'll go onto our card front. And so you guys, I do have a class card challenge. It's pinned as an announcement to the top of the Cards by Christine Facebook page to encourage you guys to put my cards together from classes. I always love to see that cards get put together. If you post a picture in that, so it's an announcement, and in that announcement, it has a link to where to post it. And I always love to see your completed cards. It makes me feel good that all the hard work that's put into kitting and making up your kits, and that my mom's work doesn't go in vain, right? So I love seeing your finished cards. I love how you change them. I love how you improvise. If you don't necessarily have the stamps, it's cool if you have the stamps, but if you don't ever feel like you can't use what you have at home, you guys. You know, that's all the beauty of stamps, is that they're interchangeable. Use what you have if you can. But if you love it so much that you want to buy it, then buy it, right? Okay, so I just had that prepped. This is gonna go down, but we gotta grab our snowflake. So I'm gonna set my snowflake right about here. You can use a liquid or a glue dot back there behind him. You can, just to help him stick better, but he honestly would have stuck fine when I put that down. So I'm trying to get these 2 points up near the edges so that you're gonna see as much of the snowflake as possible. So something like that, and then flip, oh, I missed one. Flip that over. Make sure your trees are facing the right direction. I have it down a little bit lower. So right where that middle area of the snowflake is, that's where your corner is gonna go. And I'm trying to make sure my pink is lined up on the right and the bottom. Okay, so far so good. All right, trim. Let's get rid of this trim. So let's see here where we need to cut it. So I hold it, and this one I'm gonna cut over on this side. So I'm gonna try to curve it up like that so it follows the curve. And then again, you guys, I'm so mean. I make you have to glue these little things. And oh, I know if your hands aren't as good or as strong with liquid glue, and just, you know, oh, that fine tip glue pen could work really good too. The main thing is don't do too much that it oozes out, you guys. That's the main thing. Less is best. Anna would say dot, not Anna, Rabidoo, Anna Zasher would say dot, 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 not a lot. Okay, and then once you have it glued, is making sure you don't squish it all around. Okay, so right there. Okay. All right. So you have these little treesies on the back. They're glued flat. This one's popped up, so let's pop that up. Oh, I know, Chris, I'm so sad that these cards have to go off of my display boards. Oh, they're so pretty. Okay, so this guy's popped up with the dimensionals. You guys, I'm trying to use these scraps on the side here. Get them going. And then, oh, let's use that up. Oh no, we'll save that in case we need that for something else. So we're gonna keep using these little dudes. Okay, so I set this tree down in the middle first. I got him grounded. I planted my tree in the middle. So he's kind of hovering on that bottom edge here in the center, right like that. Okay, don't squish down quite yet. Okay. Oh, I didn't stamp that thing. Okay, so then dimensionals on here and here. Okay, so I'm not squishing that in case I need to pick that up and I need to move it. So we're gonna get this one prepped with a few dimensionals, and that little guy too. And we're gonna sneak them in. Dot, 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 not a lot, yep. So then this guy sneaks underneath a little bit. So he could be hanging off the edge a little bit. So he's over here. And then this one is sneaking behind him. Again, he can be off the edge a little bit. It's okay. They're strong bases, strong trunks. Then these, I did a little bit of liquid glue. You think that you would want to glue the mint trees down first, you guys, but it's a guessing game if you do that. I hate guessing games. So now these, you might snip off the end, just a hair. And then this will sneak right down in here. And now you know exactly where it's gonna go. Something like that. And then this one here, he's gonna sneak down right in here. Oh, Tyler's calling. Okay, so that one is gonna go here. If you hit a glue dot or a dimensional, just cut your tree a little bit shorter. Okay, now you did not have to guess where they go, right? I mean, ultimately, you see a picture, you think, oh, they should go down first because they're in the background, but no, that I did them last. So the joy, do you like the joy or not? That's my question. Joy or not? Would you like whoever potentially to win this card to have the word joy on or not? It looks pretty without, but I could also save it. So I'm gonna work on embellishments while you guys tell me if I should include the word joy or not. I need to poll the audience. All right. So what I did for this one is I put a pink and some little guys, and I did all of these. So Oh, it was fun trimming the Christmas tree. You guys, this is like decorating a Christmas tree without having to undecorate it later, right? Oh, isn't it so much work to put up the Christmas tree and then you have to take it down like how much longer? Joy. Everybody says joy, joy, joy. Okay, perfect. We'll do the joy. So we're going to put one of these guys. Sometimes it's easier to use that picky tool. Joy. Yes to joy. Like the joy. Add the joy. Okay, we're going to add the joy. So we're going to come back up here and we've got some crystals in the sky. Joy added. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to use another big white one over here. I have a hard time putting gems on Christmas trees though, because I don't want them to look so uniform, right? So that's hard, but, and I'm going to use some clear ones, some white ones. We'll use a big, oh yeah, we got to add the word joy down here. So I'm not going to put anything here, but I lost the pink one. We're going to put a big pink one right there. And 1, 2, 3, we're gonna, you guys, you have a whole sheet of embellishments. Don't be afraid to use them. Make that tree bedazzle. And then just give this card to somebody who's never gonna throw it away. Okay. Oh, I wanna put one more. No, it's actually okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It'll be okay. 7, 8. We'll see once at the end. We're gonna do joy now. So I did the joy in mint, but you could do it in the gray. Was the circle, yes, in how you know, Diane, what size it is you just grab out your ruler and you can see that it was 3/4 of an inch. Okay, that's how you know what size it is. It's the center of the circle is what you measure. Okay, so you guys, joy is in the mint. Do we want to practice? I preach my practicing. Let's just practice right there. Okay, that's what it's going to stamp. Okay, we're going to take a guess and go something like that. Like, shut your eyes and go for it. Okay. Now that's first strength. We're going to try second strength on the back just to see what it looks like. Oh, it's too light. Okay, so we're going to go with the first strength. And it's nice to have sentiments on the outside of the card. I definitely agree with that. And I definitely pop that up because I love to pop things up, you guys. So now this could be, I think that this card would be perfectly fine for mailing. I'd put a little sheet of cardstock in the front or like something to help the embellishments and the gems not get destroyed in the mail. But so this guy went right about here and we have room. Yes, we have room for one more. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to put a pink. We'll do one more pink. We're going to put a pink right there. And we're going to move that guy right there. So they're not, I don't want them all in a straight line is what I was going for. Okay, now, you guys now squish it good. Okay. Oh, we're not done. Wait for it. We got to do a bow. Not a bow, a fake bow. I call this a fake bow. Trimming the bow here. So just do what I just did there. Grab your ribbon scissors. How do you get the ink pads broke in so they aren't so strong? New pad bleeds on the stamps. They have got lots of details. Yes. Okay. So what you have to do, I'm just going to cut it because I'll cut my tail later. Okay. So there's a way, and I should actually do a Tip Tuesday on it. Yeah. So you can mail them inside it too. That's a good idea. So you could take your bone folder. Hi, Nanette. Oh yeah, we have to Stella. Oh, we Stellaed the trees already here. People take their bone folders and they actually scrape out the ink. I'm not going to do it now. I'm going to research it first, but I can do that as a Tip Tuesday sometime soon. I think people take and scrape the ink and put it into a paper towel. I mean, you can always re-ink it if you want to, but yes, sometimes the ink pads come so juicy, and then when you see that, they're dark. Like my ink pad upstairs is a little bit lighter than my brand new one, because my sets down here are brand new, so you can see it's just slightly darker. Yeah, when they come like that. Okay, back to the glue dots. Let's get that going. Yes, a faux bow. So I want my bow right about here. So we're gonna put the glue dot there. And, oh, an old spoon, perfect. Okay, Jean had it straight. So you don't necessarily wanna use your bone folder because it will definitely stain your bone folder. But if you have a spoon, an old spoon or whatever, and just, you scrape it out. You really do, you just scrape it out. So I'm gonna put this bow right over the corner here. And I am going to grab a couple more glue dots, and that little tail just it goes everywhere. So that's gonna go there. You guys, the struggle is real with this. I love mini glue dots, but I hate this paper thing. Okay, so then this one, and so by putting this glue dot here, it's also helping secure our snowflake a little bit more. Okay, and that's done. Deb says she uses a plastic spoon. So if you guys have any advice for Stacy on how to do that, you can definitely comment in here. Stacy's watching right now. You could comment and tell her any tips or tricks for that, and maybe I'll learn a little bit too, so that when I do a video showcase or showing it, that you guys will see. But oh my God, oh wait, we're not done. You guys, I get so excited so fast. So we got to remember, trim your tails here, and then we're gonna trim this side like that. Old credit card works too. Yes, you're right. Take an old credit card. You just, ultimately, you scrape the ink off. That's what it comes down to. Holy Moses, we did it. Okay, so there's card number 4, you guys. Oh man, so pretty. Okay, so we have that one. We have that. Okay, you could say that this is a Pinkalicious class, guys. I tried to say Purplicious. Let's see if I can get all these in here. Does it? Not Elaine, it doesn't have anything to do with opening easier. It's the ink is really thick and juicy, I think is what Stacy was getting at. It's, here, let's put this here. I always try to do like a shot at the end with my email address in case people need it. For opening ink pads, Elaine, I did a tip. Kelly might have done a tip Tuesday, and it might have just aired the replay. So Elaine, what Stacy was asking about is the ink being really thick and very juicy and not necessarily opening. So yeah, all right, here we go. There it is, and the money shot. All right, you guys. I always have to, are you guys like me where you sit back and you look at it and you think, oh my gosh, they're so pretty, and you just want to stare at them? So, all right, I'm shaking my leg because I'm like, I don't know which one I would pick. It's making me nervous having to pick which one. Okay, I am torn between, I think I love this one a lot. I just love, you guys, this is a heavy, thick card. There's a lot going on. It's Pinkalicious. There's just so much going on with this. I love it. And I think I like this pink and mint one. Chapstick. So Elaine, chapstick is the opening of the pads. If I can find the video, I'll share it with you. Otherwise, we could Google or look on the Cards by Christine page, ink pads. I made a couple of cards with 2 colors I use as someplace. I saw a sample someplace. Okay. Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. So you guys, what got me, I just wanted to do that. I know it started to drip a little. What got me was the paper right away on this suite. Like, I just love the paper. I knew that right away. I love the paper. And then the stamp set and the bundle grew on me. And then as I started to see swap cards come in using, I'm like, oh my gosh, so pretty. Cindy likes the one with the little ornaments the best. So yeah, it just grew on me. And so now I just wish I had more time in the day to make more of these cards with the pink and the green and the blue. Oh man. So they're so all cool. I love them. So, and adding in those wonderful snowflakes, this just made it so much fun to stamp with. It was fun making these. So I thoroughly enjoyed designing these. So we had 36 people that signed up for class. Could have easily had at least 4 or 6 more. And I know that now. So I'm always going to stick with the 40. That's a good number to have for this class. So Anne likes the vellum card. Chris really loves them all. That's good. So do you guys want to see the cards for the next ink, paper, scissors? And thank you. Drawing a blank. Debbie. Oh my gosh. Debbie Schultz. Oh, thank you so much. So Debbie helped me figure out today that I did not have the gingerbread class up on my website with the ability to purchase the class. So thank you to Debbie for helping me figure that out. You guys, sometimes it looks like I may have everything all together all the time, but I really have a lot of people that help me keep it together. So the gingerbread class, you can look for it on November 22nd. It's a Monday. It's actually the Monday before Thanksgiving. If you guys are busy with Thanksgiving plans and cooking and cleaning and getting everything ready with the family, you don't have to worry. If you can't make it live that night, you can always catch the replay when it's more convenient for you. But the cards are so pretty. So Gina Bulow, one of my besties, help me design one of the cards. I had one card left to design, and she's like, let's stamp. Or we asked if we could stamp together, and we found some time, and so we made the last card together. And this is another one where I have my samples up on the board. I grabbed a whole bunch of cards, and I took elements from all of them and just came out with what I have here. You guys, I have pink frayed ribbon all over my pants. Do you too? So I'm going to flip down and I'm going to show you the gingerbread cards. And this is the same concept as this one. It's a fee-based class. It's $25 for porch pickup, $30 for mailing. If you pay over the internet with a credit card, it charges a convenience fee. So just know that's the difference. It will come with the ribbon and the acrylic shapes in your goodie bag. So you will have extras to use as you please. And without further ado, okay, so here's one. And this is, I love this different fold where it goes like that. And then it goes like that. And so, you guys, this is designer paper. So, you need a sentiment, okay? So, if you're looking at this from an aspect of, do I need to buy the gingerbread stamps to make these cards? You don't, really. If you do, it would be awesome because they go so nicely. But it says here, wishing you a Merry Christmas. And then you're the icing on my gingerbread, okay? So, really, two sentiments. The star cookie is designer paper. So, you guys will be able to... I'll get you the star and you can fussy cut it out. This one, you guys, all you need, sentiment and sentiment. And if you want to stamp some of the stamps that go with it on the bottom, you can. The cookie here is designer series paper again. So you guys, it'll look just like that. So it's good. Some will be red and some will be green because you get a combination of both. And this is the red ribbon you'll get with the goodie bag and the acrylic shapes. So there's the second card. So again, if you don't have the stamps, no big deal. Oh, I like this one. So the mittens are designer series paper. The little candy things are designer paper. So sentiment, you guys, is all you really need to do to make this card. And it could look exactly like mine if you choose it to look exactly like mine. Adding that red ribbon. And then the inside, I used just, I can see it's even crooked. I had a little scrap of it and I put it on the bottom. I'll see if I have scraps left over to give you guys. Otherwise, you could stamp a focal image on the bottom. So that one's a good one too. So very, very, thanks for sharing, Betty. So that one's an easy one. So that's really where the cinnamon cider ink. So you need red ink. So real red and cinnamon cider ink. That's what you need for this one so far. Yes, Deb, because I am not fussy cutting. You could use your dies. So the thing is with these dies is that the dies are slightly smaller, so it actually cuts off some of that white border. There is not a die for the mittens, but there's a die for the snowflake, the bell, and the star, but it cuts them out slightly smaller so you won't have that little white border, I think. So I fussy cut mine. And what I will do for you guys is I cut it out, but I don't fussy cut it out. So you'll have to trim around the edges to make it nice. So then this one opens like that. And it, again, has the icing in my gingerbread and the little candies in the bottom. And so that one is like a little bit different of a fold like that. And again, you'll get your acrylic shapes and you'll get your little red ribbon. But again, you don't have to stamp these. So you... will really not get any scrap of white paper from me for this, except for like you'll get where you stamp your sentiments on those white pieces. But yeah, so you guys, I have 40 kits that I'm planning for. I have 14 people signed up already. So just so you know, that's where I'm at. So there's plenty of space at the moment, but as the time passes, as the fly crows, no, wait, as the crow flies, as the time passes is what I'm really trying to say, these will go. And then, are you excited to see? Carissa and I stamped together. So Carissa and I, thank goodness for this girl. She is full of beautiful ideas. You guys, if you've known, we've showcased some of Carissa's stuff throughout the last few months. Carissa, she shared 3 times. I love it. So Carissa and I made these cards together. So we designed. It's so much fun working with somebody and designing. And so these 4 cards were the brainchild of like basically Carissa and me together. So, so we are featuring for this one, it was Expressions in Ink, which is from the annual catalog. You guys, when it gets close to the end of a catalog, I don't try to pick things from the holiday or the mini catalog because they could be gone or whatnot. So went back to the tried and true annual catalog, and it's Expressions in Ink. If you want the cards to look exactly the same, you'll consider having the stamps, but flowers, if you have, I think if you guys have flowers, like I have flowers, like I have enough holes in my head, you could improvise if you don't have the stamp set. But you'll get the Ephraim pack and you get a roll of the ribbon. Okay, so are you guys ready? Oh my God, they're so pretty. Okay, are you ready? I'm so excited. All right. Oh, which one do I want to show you first? Let's show you this one first. So this is first. So there's a die. So again, this is $25 porch pickup, $30 if mailed. You could sign up now for it. It's a fee-based class. You can't get it free with an order, just like this one, like the last one. Oh gosh, there's this die. I never even considered it. It's actually Carissa's die. And it looks like little picture frames kind of. So this stamp is from the art, like the art, expressions in art. And so is, oh, my little leaf he got caught on the side here. I guess apparently I didn't have him glued down good enough. Oh man, see, look at that. He's all over the board. Oh my gosh, he doesn't even have any adhesive on him. Poor little guy was floundering around without a care in the world. Okay, we're gonna fix that. You guys, I'm putting the card together right now. Hang on, there. Okay, so I'll get you some white paper so you'll be able to stamp your flower and your leaves and cut out. And if you don't have the set, you could stamp something else. I'm sure all of us have stamps and leaves. There's a little piece of vellum here, and this is embossed in gold. So you'll need a Versamark and some gold. Oh, Susie, you would like that one. So I think that's IPS November Susie. I can handle that. Okay. All right. This is, so Laura, this is the Expressions in Ink. It's the ink, paper, scissors for December, you guys. Working ahead. Okay. Disclaimer. Shipping is going to get crazy on us starting now. And I'm designed almost all the way through the end of December in the hopes that I can get everything kitted up, because it's going to take up to 2 weeks sometimes to mail packages. Frankie was watching, and I got to look up your shipping. I mailed your package a week and a half ago, and she said she still doesn't have it. So I'm trying to work ahead. So I'm showing you a class for December, and with the hopes that if you guys sign up early and I have the kits already, I could send them out to you in advance, like way in advance, versus shipping them the week before and it's the week before Christmas and then you don't have them for the class. So that's why I'm showing you this one early, just so that you can get excited about it and sign up for it. And then I can kind of plan for it. So you see that there's these 3 white pieces. And so, and this is what the inside looks like. So there's these 3 white rectangles, and they get further used in the next 3 cards. Okay. So, oh man, this one has a belly. Oh my God, this is like the best one. Yes, Jean, you're signed up. You and 6 other people. I have it right here, actually. You guys, so I know Sandy, Julie, Diane, Chris, and Jean. Oh, Jean, you didn't get this class, so you're not in this list. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Jean and somebody else are already signed up for this class already. 13 people actually signed up for the gingerbread class. So this is, okay, so this is the card. This is my 10-pound card here. This is the stamp that comes from the set, as is the thanks and the little flower. The gold ribbon, sequins, all that comes in your goodie bag. The gold, all these gold accents will be part of your Ephraim pack. Oh, Penny Powell too. Okay, so Penny, IPS November. All right, gotcha, girl. Okay, so then this slides off, and you open this, and you open that, and then voila. Okay. So that is our Mac Daddy card here. Okay. And that's that one. So then you're going back to this guy. You have these rectangles. And so one of the rectangles gets used here. And then this is my polished pink, you guys. I went crazy on the polished pink. So you'll get this die cut piece, which is part of the die. And all the gold accents are going to part of the Ephraim pack, a little gold ribbon. I like to use the gold, the ribbon, and then your inside. You guys will stamp it however you want. But we tried to use that stamp. Okay, now going back to this, you have 1 more rectangle left. And last but not least is the greenie card. Okay, so you'll get your die cut piece. You'll add your gold leaves from your Ephraim pack, a little lamb technique on the bottom. Happy birthday. So this is Evergreen with mint. Please sign me up for the gingerbread. You got it, Lynn. You guys, I am the queen of Post-it notes. So, November. Gotcha. Okay. And on the inside, I got a little peachy flower. And so, yeah. So this, you guys, just so you can see it, this is the first time you're seeing this. This, they're ink, paper, scissors, expressions in ink for December. I will get this one published on the class event. Linda Hodge, sign me up for that one. I'm going to put you on this list over here because that's IPS. Okay. So, you guys, again, the easiest way, yeah, aren't they pretty, Karen? Yeah. Oh my God. I asked my mom, like, should I plan for 36? Should I plan for 40? She's like, plan for 40. They're very, very pretty. All right. So Elaine wants in on these two. Yep, you guys. So if you don't have the Expressions and Ink stamp set, you really can survive without it. You don't have to buy another flower set for this class. Honestly, sentiment with some foliage, sentiment, gold embossing powder will make this go though, you guys. 2 of these cards have gold embossing powder. If you don't have gold, you could improvise and use black, that's okay. You need to bring a pad of paper to your I know, right? Oh my gosh, Jean. I do. I need to bring a notepad and then I take the notes. So, and that reminds me too, this came up with, I want to do both classes. Oh, Chris, I'll put you down for both. Okay. All right. So this reminds me, you guys, I had this conversation with Lori today about signing up for my classes. And I just want to remind anybody who's watching, you know, if you're live, you're catching me live. Laura, I will put you down for this one, Laura. So I can't do Laura S because I have Laura Sweet and Laura Sullivan now. Yes, Feline, I sure can. And this is exactly what happens, you guys. If you catch me live and I can say, yep, I got you. You see me writing it on the Post-it note, that means you're good. If you are watching the replay, you guys, I can trust and almost bet that I might not catch it. And sometimes I have fabulous help. Like Carissa watches the replays. She'll send me screenshots of, hey, did you see so-and-so signed up for this class after you were live and you didn't comment? And she watches, you guys. So you can thank Carissa if she helps out with that. So I'll catch it later, but I don't always catch it. The main thing that if you want to sign up for a class, if you're watching the replay, is email me. I had my email down here the whole time. You can email me, Facebook message me, you can text me, you can call me, you can do anything. Julie, awesome. Julie, I'm going to assume that you want the ink, paper, scissors in December. So I think that was the last class that I had showed. Ledbetter, perfect. So you guys, so anybody that signs up during a live, the main thing is I get your name on the class list, which is important. And then we can always figure out if you want to sign up via the website, do you want to send me money, like a cash option and save some of the convenience fee, or if you, like in this time, you've got to buy the class, but sometimes you can place an order and get the class for free. So we can always figure that out after. Okay, Julie, I got you down on the right Post-it note. So, all right, so now you guys know what's coming up for the rest of the ink, paper, scissors series. Oh, Audrey just joined. Yes, Audrey, the other thing too that you can check out is as soon as I publish this video, if you pay attention to what time it is, you can fast forward to the moment, like it's 2 hours and 11 minutes. If you go to 2 hours, you'll be able to catch all the cards. Jody, sign you up for both or just December. So please, when you comment, you guys just tell me exactly what you're looking for because I might not have it exact. So Jody, I'll put you down for December. If you wanted November as well, I need to know that. So, okay, we're going to do some prizes, you guys. You've been waiting all night long for prizes and, well, I know you've been waiting all night for stamping. That was the main part, right? So, okay. So we have here a lot, you guys. So December, perfect, Jody. That's where I put you down for. I'm not going to give away the fun fold cards from last week because I have so many other things we're going to give away. So I'm going to save those for the next class. It's Penny, it's $30 if it's mailed. It's $25 for porch pickup and $30 mailed, and that's for the rest of the year. You guys, I will be honest with you. I'm looking at pricing with shipping and the stuff for next year. So pricing might change for your starting January, but that's the prices through the end of the year. So thanks for sharing, Jewel. I got these little fray things all over me. Okay, so guys, we're gonna flip down and we've got a lot of things. So let's see here. Oh my gosh, I'm down to 15% battery. I'm dying. I'm dying. Okay, that's okay. We'll make it through here. So Chrome. All right. Random, oops. What did I just do? Random number generator. Okay, so random number generator. So you guys, we had 36 people that did the class today. So I'm going to do a door prize for one lucky winner for the class tonight. And we're going to do 36 in the random number generator. Oh man, I didn't number them, so we're going to have to count, but number 12. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Susan Rish, You're the lucky winner. You are number 12. I know it says 34 next to your number, but you're the 34th person that's ever signed up for an ink, paper, scissors with me. You guys, I'm almost up to 99 people who have signed up for ink, paper, scissors classes with me. So number 12 was the winner, Susan. The next class you take, I will have a door prize in there for you. So congratulations to Susan. Okay, you guys, top fans. Holy Moses. Something happened in Facebook, and there are 76 people who are top fans. Now, I know there's a couple people that still don't have that back on for whatever reason. Facebook is being stupid. So there were about 5 people that I know are top fans in my book because I always see them commenting and liking and sharing my stuff. And so I, by default, add them, okay? Because I don't care what Facebook says. Like, you should have it, and they've tried to turn it on. But it went from like 40 last month to 76. So we're going to do 3 random number generators. I know, Deb, but you're number 1. So, Deb, I add you. So you're number 1. You're one of the ones that gets added. Melanie Foy, Brenda Wood, Randy Schultz, and Ann Bellinger. I don't know why, but I feel like you guys, for some reason, I don't think Ann had hers turned back on. But you guys, this is everybody who's a top fan. So thank you for your support. Yes, Carissa, are you referring to the ink, paper, scissors? I'm not sure, Carissa. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be, Susie, I would like the gingerbread. I was making caramels and I would like the gingerbread. Susie, I have you down for the ink, paper, scissors for the gingerbread. That's correct. I have you down for that one, not the ink, paper, scissors. Oh, I don't know. We'll connect afterwards, you guys. Okay, so 76. So we'll do 3, okay? Wow, I'm amazed that we went back up. It used to be in the 70s and 80s back in the day, and then Facebook did stupid things, and now it's back. 76! Oh my gosh! How does it, it's so rare, the last number. Sue Wagner, you are a lucky winner, chicken dinner. Number 38. Dorothy, oh my gosh, I'm going to not say your name correctly. Obenhofer. Dorothy Obenhofer. So, Dorothy, I don't have your address. I'll need to get that from you. Number 61, Brenda Little, you're a lucky duck. Okay, so Brenda, you've won things in the past. I have your address. Sue, I know you, I have your address. So congratulations. Tammy, was I on the, I don't know, I'd have to look through here. I'm looking through here really quick. I thought I saw a putty tat. So here's the thing. If I don't, I'm like, you guys are getting my forehead. So I was looking for Tammy. It wasn't Tammy, so you might be one that it isn't on there. Yeah, Feline got it back. So Tammy, what I can do is, I know that you should be on there too. So you guys, if I don't have you that it's listed at the top always, then I don't always know it. Was I on your top fan? But it's not showing me. And so Ann, Facebook wasn't showing you. So Ann, I was able to. I added you at the top. So people who it's not turned on, I always leave you at the top of my list. So Tammy, I will add you to the top of the list so that you stay in on it. Okay, so we had Dorothy, Brenda, and Sue. Congratulations, you guys. I'll have some prizes for you. So next, the monthly creative challenge. So I do 2 monthly challenges. And one is the monthly creative challenge. And there's themes that you need to follow. And you need to use stamps from Stampin' Up! That are current. The directions are in the post, and you just have to post a picture of a card that you've made using the theme and then using Stampin' Up! Stamps that are current. And so there were 12 unique people that posted cards that I saw in that post. And so I took those 12 names and we're going to do a prize drawing for them. Okay, so we're going to flip down here so you guys can see. I had 12 names. So we're going to put 12 in here and hit generate. Number 8, excuse me, Kathy Summers Jackson. You are the winner for the monthly creative challenge. So I will have a prize for you. You're going to be stopping by tomorrow. I can give it to you in person. Yay. Okay. The class card challenge. Okay. So that one is, I kind of talked about it earlier in the live. Like, it hurts me to think that card kits sit on the shelf or in somewhere like collecting dust. And I know because I have had that happen. I bought a class 4 years ago and I haven't put it together yet. I know because I look at it every day. So there's a lot of love, sweat, and tears that go in and enjoyment that go into your card kits. And I always love seeing that you've made them. And by sharing them, that you've made them, that's how I know. And so what I do is I look at this current month and last month. So I try to keep it current. So if you posted from a class from like 2 months ago or 3 months ago, you should have posted that back then. And if you didn't have them made back then I just look at this month and last month. So we look at October and November right now, but there were 7 people who posted cards from, must have been September and October, okay? So let's flip down. It had to be online paid for classes. It doesn't count for classes that you do here in person with me because I know that you put them together. Well, I think that. Diane stamped all these cards with me tonight. Yay, you rock, Diane. I love it. Okay, so I had 7 that I noted for this. And number 6 is Tammy Steckling. Hey, girl, you didn't make it for the top fan, but you won a prize for that. I love it. Okay. So Tammy, congratulations. I don't feel as bad now that you weren't in the top fans because you won a prize. That makes me happy, but we'll make sure we get you added for top fan. Okay, keep on going, you guys. I know I've got a lot here, but I have a team that I absolutely love, the Be Happy Stampers, and some of you have requested access to join my private Facebook group, the Be Happy Stampers, and I will not allow anybody into the group unless you're a Be Happy Stamper. So if you've requested, I have 5 people recently that requested access, just know that you weren't granted permission into the group because you're not on my team. And so it's a private team page. I would love for you to join my team, and I would adore you and put you in my team group, but unless you sign up to be on my team as a discount shopper or a demonstrator, I don't allow others into my group. So I do a team challenge. What is an anniversary follower? I'm not sure what an anniversary follower is. Did I say something that sounded like anniversary follower, Nanette? I'm not sure. Nanette, I hope you saw my email that the Fun Folds PDF tutorial was posted yesterday, so you can get the PDF tutorial of the Fun Folds that I just did last week. So I do 2 challenges a month with my team because my team will buy from themselves and not necessarily place orders to get my classes because they buy from themselves. So to try to keep my team engaged and give out prizes to my team, I do a challenge twice a month. And so the first half of the month and the second half of the month shows up above name. I don't know what that means. I'm so sorry. It shows up above name. I'm you're very welcome. So the team challenge was post a card layout that you really like and is very easy to use and that it's a go-to. Oh, some people are showing up as anniversary followers. Oh, I'll have to look into that. I don't know anything about that. Okay, that's good to know. So maybe we'll figure out what that means. So I had 4 people, Deb, Anna, Kate, and Brenda, posted their card layouts for the team to see what, it's an easy card layout that inspires in case you're having creative block, right? And so I will have a prize and it will go to, let's flip down. I have 4 people that were in on it for this month. And the prize goes to number 1, Deb Norman. Woohoo, you're watching. You just commented, girl. Okay, so I have a package going out for you tomorrow, so you will have a prize in there for that. Okay, and then, all right, one more thing. So every month I write a newsletter. It's usually published in the first week. I don't commit to the first day. That's too hard. We're already in the 4th and I wanted to wait till tonight to find out who all the winners are so I could add them to the newsletter. So the newsletter is always within the first week, depending on if there's time sensitive information, but I always put a secret hidden question in there, right? And it's not necessarily the form of a question, but I always say to be entered into the secret drawing or to be entered into the drawing, please reply with an email saying the answer and that you read the newsletter. So it's me encouraging you guys to read what I write, right? Which takes time. And so my way of knowing that you read the newsletter is by answering the question because I put it in there in a sneaky spot all the time. And just because there's a question mark behind something doesn't mean that's the secret question because I specifically call out to be entered into the drawing, okay? So I did a drawing for that. It was, let me see who it was drawn. Susan Reed, your name was drawn for that. And so what that entails for you, so everybody else prior to now gets prizes from my stash. But what I've always done for the last 5 years with my newsletter is it's a $10 gift certificate towards a product. okay? Not classes, it's a product coupon. So placing an order online, and it's $10. It's a $10 gift certificate with me. And since you're not local, how it works is I give you a $10 rebate check. That's how I do my birthday coupons and my Christmas coupons. It's basically a rebate check like Menards in the mail. So reach out to me because there's some stipulations as if you want to pay a product-based order to get a class for free, you still have to be above the amount. And so if you're looking to use the money and use it towards a class, we got to talk about that, how to make sure it's right. So, but yes, it's a $10 gift certificate. Everybody loves $10, right? So, oh, take a deep breath, girl. So we got the door prize goes to Susan Rish. Newsletter was Susan Reed. Mom, Be Happy Stampers, Deb Norman. Class card challenge, Tammy Steckling. Monthly creative challenge, Kathy Jackson. And top fans are Sue Wagner, Dorothy Obenhofer, and Brenda Little. Did I miss anything? I wondered about that. And reason I have a top fan +1. Don't know what that means either. Judy Bobo, I don't know what top fans +1 means either. You know, sometimes they do crazy things. So if anybody figures out the whole anniversary following thing, what I'm imagining is that you've been with me for a year, that you've been a top fan every month for a year is maybe what my guess is about that. So yes, congratulations to all the winners. It got a little bit longer tonight because I think we had a lot of fun. So I'm looking around here. So you guys, if you want to see all the November classes coming up, I did a special video for that over the weekend. So you can always catch that. If you missed Kelly's Technique Thursday, go back and watch that. I did a little tip Tuesday on packaging, and we will see you. What do we have? The weekend. Oh, I have 2 classes on Saturday, a double header. I have class tomorrow night, and then I have a private class on Sunday up in Chippewa Falls, 3 hours from here. So that's what my weekend's gonna be, forecast stamping. And then club class, I know Elaine, you're watching club classes Monday. So, oh, yes, Cindy, I knew it. Thank you. Whew. You rock, girlfriend. Okay. Did anybody else, don't forget to show us what your mom did. And yeah, okay, so yeah, Carissa just said, show us your counter. Okay, so I'm going to flip this up. See you Saturday, Karen. Karen, I have your Let's Just Stamp kits for you, too. And I so also, thanks, safe travels. I appreciate that. Okay, so I'm going to flip around, you guys. Hang on, let me see if I can do this. Okay, lots of stuff, you guys. Okay, this is just the counter, how it normally looks, right? Okay, so this is the class I have coming up tomorrow night. So it's the Gingerbread Memories and More card making class. I have 10 people in person tomorrow. And I am doing this online with you guys on the 14th of November at 2 p.m. I have 3 spots open, okay? If anybody wants to do this class yet, the only stipulation is that the ribbon is on back order and the Memories and More card pack is on back order, but I will have it the week of November 8th, so you would get it after class. You guys, this is the Eden Garden. I've gotten in a whole bunch of swap cards. I'll have to do a showcase, but you guys, you can purchase the Eden's Gardens collection right now. Okay, so I can't ignore my hand. This is so weird. Okay, so that's the Eden Garden, and these gems, oh my gosh, I don't know where stuff is. The gems are there, and there's some really pretty paper. Okay, this bundle's carrying over to the new spring catalog, but I believe that the embellishments and the paper is not carrying over. I think that's what I heard today. Okay, so I'm sorry if this is really shaky. Or like weird. That's so we have our on stage at home next week. That's the box we got. So all of this, these are like single classes that people got. And then all of a sudden we get to classes where people have more than one. So we consolidate them. Okay. And then that's the last paper pumpkin to go out. But then I've got some people that got the Gingerbread Memories and More because I had ordered 15 sets of them. And those 15 are gone. And then I have 3 more coming. Okay. You guys, this is a culmination of the Stamp-A-Stack. So I think I have 4 spots left for the Stamp-A-Stack. Either it could be in person or online. But look at this stuff, you guys. So these are people that got Stamp-A-Stack, Gingerbread Memories and More. I don't know, Elaine. I heard today that it might not. I have to double check it. You guys, it keeps focusing in and out. So, and then over here too. Look at this. And those are all people that are coming to pick up their kits back there. And then I'm going to try to stay still. So she's got all those, everything that needs to get mailed. And then these are the kits for Saturday. I have a double header, 10 o'clock a.m. and then 1:30 We're doing the painted Christmas class and the monthly card making class. And there's Kelly's got her paper pumpkin cards on display there. So yeah, so that's like, you look down, that's a lot of counter space full of card classes ready to go in the mail. So yeah, you guys, I'm going to try to like walk back with me on the focal point so that you guys, well, let's go this way. You guys don't ever see this. So in case you're not, if you haven't seen this before, here's the hive from this angle. All the spots to sit, and then display boards. Some of you guys have never seen this before. Woohoo! Okay, that's what it looks like from this angle. All right, and there's the little nook back here. We call that the nook, where all the magic happens with the lives. Okay, let's see if I can switch this around. Okay, yeah. I haven't shown a live of that for a while. Okay. Okay, so did you like that? Give me some thumbs ups and hearts. Wow. I hope I didn't make anybody sick or dizzy. Okay, and I need some water, you guys. It's been 2.5 hours without water. Oh, I think I'm gonna eat that Twix now, Brenda. Okay. So do we have anything else now, you guys? Now that, oh, I see okay, lots of hearts and love. So yeah, so some of you guys, I know you're not local, so sometimes you don't feel like, you feel like more removed, but if you ever want to take a road trip or a trip up in this area or neck of the woods, you're always welcome to take an in-person class. I've got Julie Frost and Cindy, I think it's Cindy, right? They're coming up in July for 2 weekends to do back-to-back weekends with classes with me in July. So, oh yes, so good stuff, you guys. Always good stuff. So you guys are always welcome, even if you don't live close to me and you're in the mood for a trip. You find things to do and then come stamp with me. So, all right, you guys. I'm looking at the comments as they come in just to see if I have anything. The other cards in the box you showed us at the beginning. I don't know what that means. The other cards in the box you showed at the beginning. Okay. The other cards, you mean like these cards in the box right here. I went through them all of these for November. Just so you know, I did a video on Sunday showcasing all of the November cards in a video called What's Coming Up in November. You want me to move to Raleigh, Durham? Yes. So we have friends that live in North Carolina, and we usually were visiting them once a year. So I was down in that neck of the woods quite a bit back in the past. Oh, Debs, yes, said she's worth a road trip. It's from Rapids. You were saving some for the end. Oh, I showed them already. So the Nanette, that was the ink, paper, scissors for November and December. I showed them all at 2 hours and 11 minutes, I think is what we determined that was, or like 2 hours. So if you missed those, you'll have to watch after I publish the video, then you can watch the replay and just go to 2 hours. And they were between 2 hours and 2 hours and 15 minutes. So Cindy said a 14-hour drive. Yeah, that's more like a plane. I would show 2 at the end. Yep, I did show them. They were the 2 classes for ink, paper, scissors, the gingerbread and the expressions in ink. So Nanette, that's what I was referring to, those 2 classes. Yep. All right. Yes, Susie Stocks, you need to come up. And my mom and I are planning a trip to Galena, and we're going to stay overnight by you, Deb. So you're very welcome, Nanette. Okay, you guys. Good job, Mom, right? My mom says that to me every time, Mo. My mom says, what did we ever do when we weren't out here? A year ago, we were not out here yet. We moved out. My first class in the Hive was December 2nd. And I know a bunch of you guys caught me during the crazy summer last year with the development and the project and all that. And the first class here in person was December 2nd. And I started doing lives in here somewhere around Christmas time. So call, we will come to see you. Yes, perfect. And so my mom says that every time when this counter is full of stuff, she's like, how did we ever do this in your house? And it was in my house. I had 4 tables like that, but we put stuff down, we'd have to clean them up, put stuff down, clean it up. This way we can just leave stuff set how we want to if there isn't class. So Audrey, yes, I can sign you up for the ink, paper, the expressions in ink. Got it. So more Post-it notes, Jean, ha ha ha. So IPS. So Audrey, we can either get you, I'll have to set that up for December. I haven't set it up yet. So, but I get you on the class list so that I can always connect with you. So IPS December. Got it. Yes, the Winter Creative Escape. So what Deb just mentioned, you guys, I have a Winter Creative Escape for Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, discount shoppers. It's the second week in December, and virtual or in person. And I will be publishing information on that very soon, you guys. So, all right, we're going to wrap it up. You guys, lots of sunshine, love, and hugs to you. We'll see you next time. Bye.